you'll be safe too. I get the money, don't worry, you will be safe. Times like this, all on your strength now. Times like this, all on your faith now. Times like this, nah, nah. Hey.
Boots lace up, time for the chase out. Mama want all the globes, so we keep the bag safe, yeah. You know the warrior, we watch man the gate, yeah.
Anything move past if we a go lick down the head, we no play that. Watch it, one shoes, one socks, we a kill and a split with it always a bill. You dig that? Me and my dad we to chill pon the hill, mama stress with it all fi pay bill. You dig that? We never pray nobody for them thing. We never watch the diamond on the ring. If you come for me and me, I show you the people around. We just come, all on our feet, five food and thumb. If the boy them come and we at the pan drum, you dig? Feels like I've been numb, cause the boy them beat it, decay like steel drum. Cause they beat it again and again, they're done. 4-5 green in the head like gun, lead like rain till a boy lie down. Head back on scene if I'm not back down. Yeah. Times like this, all on your strength now. Times like this, all on your faith now. Times like this,
Tell the blood of them they go be safe now. I will always keep food on the plate, yeah. Keep we head on, we deal with it straight, yeah. Always be there for ya. All that money don't pay for that. Come from small little street, don't pray for that. Not gonna lose, cause the thing not set for that. So we gaze up, got the streets locked. Not on badness, but the youth them not take shot. Look down from the plane, mama watch that. Da.
I might be my brother's keeper. Thank God my part of mine please. I have been fighting to keep my heart clean. Everything in time and on your due season. Hey, holy faith me no weaken. Cause I've been tempting the boy with no reason. No matter how the rough times seem. Everything in time and on the due season. Hey. Times like this, all on your strength now. Times like this, all on your faith now. Times like this, Times like this, all on your strength now. Times like this, all on your faith now. Times like this, hey. Let them pass them and grab them again now, yeah.
One thing me a pray, get my money and build my dreams. Rep for my city and fix my scheme. System mother so they set it, so you have to get up and get it. Get a youth them a dream. Get your money and build your dreams. Rep your city and fix your scheme. System mother so they set it, so you have to get up and get it. Get a youth them a dream. Everybody want more money, one of them not go work hard for it. Me a talk about star money. House and land and car money. Them just a look for your pocket for the bar money. When you a look another wrongs, them a take off running. Them wish them coulda take the little me have half of me. Can't stop me cause them never really seen the start of me. The part of me, inside of the heart of me. The spark in me, to be what I want to be. Pain and sufferation a part of me. A masterpiece cause it's all hard to me. You see me Yankee keep the haters off of me. And we not roll marijuana and a quarter leaf. Now sell my soul, not the money, not the world that a boy coulda offer me. One thing me a pray, get my money and build my dreams. Rep for my city and fix my scheme. System mother so they set it, so you have to get up and get it. Get a youth them a dream. Get your money and build your dreams. Rep your city and fix your scheme. System mother so they set it, so you have to get up and get it. Get a youth them a dream. on and on. Babylon, you better keep your distance. Talk a lot of things and now we never respond. Some a little get the youth, me never get what me want. Now me a perform. Thank God me a weather this time. No matter the journey, me a walk the distance. So we keep on learning everything that we can. Kelly Village, keep your hand up. Not for them in the system can stand us. That's why them office we sit down in a slammer. Rastafari na deal up with the drama. We'll be alright, got to live to see tomorrow. Some of them not have no blood in them bone marrow. Beg them a beg and them a borrow, them a borrow. Friend na your friend until the weed run out. Pretend until the thing done out. Everybody want more money. One of them not go work hard for it. Me a talk about star money, house and land and car money. Them just a look for your pocket for the bar money. When you a look another wrongs, them a take off running. Them wish them coulda take the little me have half of me. Can't stop me cause them never really seen the start of me. One thing me a pray, get my money and build my dreams. Rep for my city and fix my scheme. System mother so they set it, so you have to get up and I get it. Get a youth them a dream. Get your money and build your dreams. Rep your city and fix your scheme. System mother so they set it, so you have to get up and I get it. Get a youth them a dream. Get my money and build my dreams. Rep for my city and fix my scheme. System mother so they set it, so you have to get up and I get it. Get a youth them a dream. Get your money and build your dreams. Rep your city and fix your scheme. System mother so they set it, so you have to get up and I get it. Get a youth them a dream.
For years. Boy. Ooh. Why? Ooh. I need my money in cash now. I've no time for no fake energy. If you not see me this year, watch no face, I and life and longevity, my G. I body pesos and the greens. I have no time for enemy. Don't trouble me, me no trouble ya. If you walk catch this flight, then come take a seat. Yeah. Too much real ones dropping down now. I can't see my left hand from my right. Time for me to make a change, cause if I don't do this shit now, when I gon' try, I ain't got too much time on my hand to be envying you and then trying to leave. Cause if I don't get to this bag, I might lose ya, cause I can't take ya. We fighting now, we striving now. Yeah, yeah. Oh Lord, you know, we coming now. You know, yeah. Rest teach us how I living. Rest teach us how I living. Yeah. Well, now take it back to the old days when we used to cook up in the kitchen. Talking up on the desk and for hell I be time missing. You say cause yeah you are gonna make it. Don't be like them, don't be them and fake it. One time we used to dream of luck and grandy, but we rather feed the poor and the family. Now you done turn their dreams to reality. Watch your life turn wrong. Well, let me know it's like these times tough and night times rough. It puncture my heart when them tell me you're gone. No one could ever replace you, my blood. You was more like my mother, than my kind of things wouldn't be the same. But I thank for the same way, for the way you impact with her. But I ain't not gonna lie, this one gonna be hard. We fighting now, we striving now. Yeah, yeah. Oh Lord, you know, we coming up. You know, yeah. Rest teach us how I living. Rest teach us how I living.
Flight TC 1112 to Kutain's, where all carry-on items should now be stored under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker. All electronic devices.
I ain't playing
Interfere with the aircraft's navigation.
Hello, baby, nice to meet you. By the way, I am a jealous, so you're safe. Yeah. Ooh, I ain't playing, girl. I wanna know your name. Is it cool if we start dating? Yeah, yeah. Baby, love, this world is wide. So let's take our time. Yeah, they say that love is blind. I'll say that's a smile. And I just wanna get to know you better, better, better. I can show you all the things you wanna see. Lady, I just wanna get to know you better, better, better. Have a little bit of faith in me. Yeah, move from this place to the edge. Love, life, and dance in the rain. Yeah, fly all around in a plane. Show me really what's the aim. Yeah, show me what's been on your mind. 'Cause I've got time lately, baby. Show me what's been on your mind. I've been wondering lately. What you wanna be when you move from this element of your life? Tell me what you really into. Do you appreciate life? Yeah.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we now invite you to
Now that you respond, I can see clearly that my love not going in vain. All I want is for you to show me, my darling, that you'll be at through the pain. Yeah, I need to a Yankee and me now.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
Samurai Restaurant at 1 Woodbrook Place is proud to announce the launch of our new dinner and lounge menus, carefully crafted by head chef Chad Lee and his culinary team. Enjoy our lounge with live entertainment and DJ on Fridays and Saturday until 1 a.m. Ask about our late night drink specials. Kitchen closes at midnight. Visit Samurai Restaurant on Facebook and Instagram for details. Call or WhatsApp for reservations at 622-SAKE 622-7253. See you soon. Kampai.
wanna write my story. I wanna live my life. I don't want nobody judge me for what they think is right. I wanna get my glory. I wanna fight my fight. I wanna feel at ease every time I close my eyes at night. I wanna write my story. I wanna live my life. I don't want nobody judge me for what they think is right. I wanna get my glory. I wanna fight my fight. I wanna feel at ease every time I close my eyes at night. Cause sometimes it's boring and sometimes it's fine. Sometimes I sit all alone in the middle of my room and cry. And sometimes it's normal, but sometimes I'm high. Sometimes I keep all the weed to myself, sometimes I hide. Every time it's lonely, I pray to the Most High. Most times he says, Rasta man, everything's gonna be alright. I'm not looking for love yet, I wouldn't risk my life to stand up and fight for something that's so hard to come by. I wanna write my story, I wanna live my life. I don't want nobody judge me for what they think is right. I wanna get my glory, I wanna fight my fight. I wanna feel at ease every time I close my eyes at night. I wanna write my story.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome back, welcome back. It's your Island Girls. I'm Crystal King.
I'm Lix.
And I'm Nicole.
Of course. Yes, you are, Nicole.
I am.
And guys, Nicole is holding on. I mean, if you notice, Kemba Jo is not here today. She had some stuff going on. So, of course, we have the lovely Nicole holding on for her. Wong Chong. Yes, I. But, guys, as you know, it is the last Wednesday of the month. And you know what that means? It's Guys Perspective. And we have none other than the very talented, the multifaceted, the tenacious. Listen, this, hey, some women call him sweet, you know. Sweet. They don't just call him handsome and cute. They call him sweet.
What I'm trying to figure out is in the hierarchy of red manism.
Right?
Red
Like,
manism.
where do you see yourself?
How they know he's sweet though? They taste him? How they know? How they know?
Well, we ask these questions.
We're going there already. The lovely and talented Kevin Carter.
Hello. Wow, you guys started taking early here.
Start early, boy.
Not even a minute in
I
yet.
see how those women react to you when you perform, and you know, so we had to go there.
All right.
We have to go there.
Let me take it there.
How are you, Han?
I am wonderful. Thanks for having me on the program today.
Of course.
It's a pleasure.
It's going to be an interesting topic
Yes,
today.
it's going to be, and looking forward to
We
it.
can't wait to hear your views. But ladies, how are you?
We are great.
How has your week been so far? How was your weekend? Talk to us now. Next.
So,
Oh, yes, you had a weekend.
I had a weekend, but I must say the highlight of my weekend is I got to see our very own Crystal Kane.
You didn't know that when she was going to Chris.
She said she
okay.
she was going to say something.
Okay,
Like,
friends
you know.
and island babes, listen to me.
Oh my God.
I am not
Here we
being
go.
paid extra for this, so you know. But listen, as all performers and entertainers here, we always, when we see a show, we always like to critique it. We always have something to say about it, and I had nothing to say
She had
about.
no notes, yo.
Nothing bad
No
to say.
no criticism.
critique,
No critique.
about
I
your
appreciate that.
performance. Very nice.
That means I do something. I did
Where
a
did
thing.
you see her?
And if you know, I always have things to say.
This is true.
So I want to say big up
Yes.
you.
I have to learn how to take compliments.
No, you really.
Thank you,
So if
Nicole.
you need somebody to perform for your birthday parties, and weddings, I would
Where did
say
you perform?
she
Trotters.
performed at Trotters.
Trotters.
Trotters After Dark. Hey, big plug. Trotters call us. Okay. So but I also watch a podcast. Okay, I just want to say that I did watch a really good podcast by Dr. Mindy, The Diary of a CEO. That's a really good podcast, and she spoke about how a lot of us in this modern world are just basically surrounded by toxins in our clothes, in the water, in everything.
I think about that all the time, you know.
It was really eye-opening, and she's the lead doctor when it comes to fasting like a girl. So that was one of her books that she did. But I would encourage anybody to go and Google Dr. Mindy.
What is the name of her podcast?
Well, her podcast is, well, she's Dr. Mindy, but she was on someone else's podcast doing this one. But you just type in her name and it's really informative. You're welcome for educating you.
I think about that all the time, you know, like when I'm washing my clothes, detergents, our skin
Fabric
absorbs
softeners,
it. And I would be like,
yeah.
what will we use then to wash the clothes?
Absolutely.
What is the alternative?
No, but there is actually one ingredient which I don't know right now, but if you Google it, you'll find it. That you would see that actually causes all this, and then it begs to, you know, I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, but then it begs to question, is this all planned? Because it leads to low sperm count, it leads to low testosterone.
You see, I told you we need to have a conspiracy theory episode.
Oh my God.
And let's just bring all
That's gonna be
here
the
forever.
conspiracy theories to the fore and try to pick it apart. But you'll see.
There's so many.
That's gonna
Yeah,
be
only.
vibes.
Indeed,
I'm
indeed.
in for it. So that was
All
me.
right. All right, that was you.
Lovely.
Thanks for the big up. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
What about you?
I did mommy things.
Mommy things.
I did.
Karate.
I plan to change that this weekend though.
Eh, eh.
Yeah, because no, mommy need a break.
A little drinky drink.
Yeah. Something to break up.
Well,
the
you know, we
monotony
could
a
always
little
go to Decky's, you know. You see
Yeah,
the plug, they
but
see
you-
what I did. They give me a
I see what you did there, sis.
We could always go to Decky's. Of course, you know Decky's is located at 1 Woodbrook Place on the plaza. Guys, they are quite reasonable. Their drinks, their dinner specials, etc. They have a drink which is a favorite of mine. Kevin, you know that. We was there the other day. It's called the G-Funk. Let me tell you all.
What it have in that?
I don't know, but it just tastes good.
Hold on. Pause.
She drinking things and she don't know what she drinking.
Well, I am not a big drinker, and I find that it doesn't leave me feeling woozy. And
Right.
trust me, I get tipsy off of half a Carib. You know what I mean? So I am a lightweight when it comes to drinking, but the G-Funk is tasty. Yes, you can taste the alcohol in it, but it's not overpowering.
So you get
And
a
it
little
looks
buzz.
beautiful, and it's just like, ooh,
It's pretty.
it's so nice. Go anytime you guys go to Decky's again, ask for the G-Funk
G-Funk.
and tell them Crystal put you on.
Does that come with a promo code?
Right? well, look. You know, what else we could tell you about Decky's? They always have drink specials, dinner specials, all that jazz, and their service is impeccable. All right?
Check them out, guys.
I say so. Plus, you know what I love about Decky's?
Tell
I have to say, because you don't see it every day. They're black owned by 4 very strong, forward-thinking black men.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yes, and it's just a nice thing to see that, you know, they own their own business and they're doing the damn
Right,
thing.
right.
And yes, and of course their wives are there with them, helping along, being
Love
that
to
support
see it.
and stuff.
Love
but I
to
love to
see
see it.
it.
And I go to Decky's. That's one of my main reasons for doing that. I mean, we don't promote, you know, we always have to be diplomatic
Yeah,
and do the disclaimer. We don't
yeah.
promote racism or anything like that. But
No.
of course, we all know the struggles
can
of black
be
and brown
proud.
people, and we are
Yes.
proud. And
Yeah.
I'm proud of the owners of Decky's. Well, big up you, boy. Big up you. All right. So,
No, but Chris.
oh yeah, me too. I didn't answer, and Kevin didn't answer. Right? Okay, my week. Well, Nicole let the cat out of the bag. I mean, I had gigs this weekend. It was a really nice weekend, very productive. And of course, one of the highlights was Trotters. This is my second time doing Trotters, and the audience is always so, you know, accommodating and receptive, and you can see that they really do enjoy live entertainment, and the whole ambience and everything was really nice. A really lovely gig, and it was nice having Nicole there, learning the ropes with the tech team and that kind of thing. Really nice vibes, really nice weekend. Yay. This week though was a little different, a little more work, but yeah.
Right.
Well,
Who wants to
play
talk
hard.
about that?
Your week,
Work hard.
your week started off a little rough, but that's
Yeah.
all right.
Kevin, what about you? Put a camera on my boy there.
My weekend.
And week.
Thus far.
My weekend was, I had work, gigs. I did a charity event at St. Finbar's. Wonderful audience, about 250 people.
Fantastic.
They were very receptive, mature audience, which is
The best, because
Listen.
let me just say, older people know how to enjoy the salsa. They have no
Yep.
hang-ups.
They bring the vibes.
They bring
Yep.
the vibes and they get up and they dance.
And I always say that I feel like now more than ever, there's a gap that some folks don't have to go to listen to great music and see great entertainment and that sort of thing. So I love performing in these type of spaces.
Right.
Yeah.
After seeing Finbars, I rushed across to the Oval
Oh, you were booked.
because
Booked and busy.
Invaders had a long service award. So I did a little something for them too. That was fun.
Nice.
And that was my weekend.
Oh, lovely.
It was just music and rested. And then, well, what it is, Wednesday. And preparing for this coming weekend here to do my thing again. So, yeah.
Life of an artist, y'all. They
You
think it's exciting.
no,
you know,
listen.
it's not really.
Folks just see the end result when we're on stage having fun.
They just see the behind the
they don't
scenes.
see the
But
prep.
I know all of us here are professionals in our craft and stuff, but the work that it takes to prepare your set,
Yes.
make sure your song's correct,
Preach
make
it,
sure.
Words.
Preach the thing.
No, listen, it's not all that glamorous as some people think. Oh,
Not even.
they just having fun on stage singing.
Yeah,
So
just
that is why when they want to
dancing.
call a certain price, it's like, no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I won't be able to do it for that.
Listen.
Like, people really don't know what
No.
truly goes into
No.
a performance.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Arts on a
They
whole.
think it's just a
Yeah.
hobby and we just having fun on stage. Yeah, that's the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And you know what I say when they try to bring down the price and stuff? Put that camera on there, Malik. Because they don't have to
Talking
say
to
what
the
they do.
camera.
Talking to
Talking
things.
to
Like
the
camera would
With
say I
my
had to
whole
say it with my
chest.
chest. My whole chest. Right? When they say, well, you go, you just come in and sing for an hour, you just sing for which is, I did a few gigs this weekend, but one of them was like, oh, go, Chris, you had to give me a little more, a little extra, give me a little half hour more. You know, and I'm like, so then basically you're asking for 2 45-minute sets. But
Right.
you know, I did it because it's good people, right? And I would already be there and blah, blah, blah. Ravi B was actually at that event.
Okay.
And he said, you know, it's just this, it's just that. I was like, okay, you do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you do it.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah,
the
yeah.
mic.
Yeah. Oh,
You
wow.
do it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
DJ has all the songs.
Yeah.
Look at my iPad, the words there. You do it. Exactly. Nobody could do it.
Right.
Right.
They can't do what we do. What we do, as much as there are artists or singers covering the planet, not everyone can do what we do.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
True.
And entertainment is a thing that will always be needed because
Of
people
course.
need release. So we will
Correct.
be around all the time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, all right, if it's so easy and you don't want to pay me what I'm worth, go do it.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's the next thing
I'm
too for
saying,
me
sis.
moving forward. You see, you talk about your worth. I don't know your worth,
Absolutely.
you know, because there are elements out there that would, you know, you give them energy, take a yard,
Yes.
and they will keep you down there.
Yeah.
But at some point, you are there, and I say, listen, like for me, I say I'm in this business over 15 years professionally. Okay, I may not be known to the soca masses,
Right.
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean that I haven't been working
Absolutely.
every single year, all year, not just for carnival. Like,
Exactly.
This
And
is
the
what-
experience.
You know what I
For
mean?
both of y'all, I think it's knowing that y'all have all this experience under your belt. And let me tell you something. So your home girl was DJing. For the first time.
Try new things.
And I literally stopped the girl song in the middle of her song. I kid you not.
about that. No, it wasn't the middle. It was just
Like coming down to the
I
end.
had like a few more lines to sing, and my girl stopped by music, which she
Oh, so you should talk about
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a pause, right?
so
there
check
was
me
a
out.
pause. But it's how she catch it.
She's a pro.
She was like,
Listen.
this is X, Y, and Z. Bye. Thank you, everybody. While I stop my music.
Listen, and all of that comes with experience
Yeah.
That
on
was
stage
amazing.
and knowing how
because
to
it was
think on the spot.
exactly.
You know, you
Yeah,
can't
it
ever
was
you
smooth.
can't ever sweat on stage.
Yeah.
Even if something happens or
Exactly.
a mistake is made, you can't really make it look that way.
And you don't understand
But
too,
yeah.
we started before social media was social media.
Yeah.
So in order to get
Yeah, the
exposure,
grind.
you have to go out there and sing live in front of people
Yeah.
to be recognized, to be noticed, you know.
You marketing yourself.
Exactly.
You know what grinds my gears though?
Tell us.
This is why I travel, right, for work as a traveling artist. What we do here in our homeland, where we barely get noticed for because we're circuit performers. We do the corporate events and that kind of thing. We don't do soca, that's all well and good.
Right.
But I would go abroad, do my exact same set. Of course, I would have like a live, like a 7-piece orchestra behind me or full production, whatever. But the same songs, same set. I'm not talking about with a band, I'm talking about my headlining act. And get paid. You only even want to know what I get paid for that same exact thing. And I don't even have to work as of like 2 performances a week.
Right.
And getting paid in US like that. I mean, so it kind of, I mean, I don't know why it is the way it is at home, but artists like Kevin and circuit performers and corporate performers and all of that, trust me. And the be all and end all is not to get famous and well known. No, I personally know musicians just like myself who have made a full, comfortable and above average living just doing what we do. It's quite fulfilling. You know? So
I think one day we'll do a show. On
take it on the road.
All those, but I mean,
jump on a plane.
We have a lot of a show on the station to teach the younger ones.
Like an episode.
Maybe different. Actually, Kevin is probably gonna give us some advice too, because he's not here 100% of the time. He's famous outside as well.
Did you do Apollo?
Yeah,
you did. We turning it over to the spotlight segment now because we're going to be talking about. Let's go right into it before we get into the topic of the day. Right? So let me just do the little. Right? Kevin Carter is a multifaceted Trinidadian-born vocalist, songwriter, entertainer, and recording artist. At a very young age, Carter realized his creative ability with music through play. His spontaneous compositions on the guitar highlighted an area of definite skill. I'm going to leave it there. Tell the people about your journey now, honey. Tell the people about your journey. How did you come to be the Kevin Carter that we all know and love today, and that the women has thrown their panties at?
Wow. Wow, we start already.
All he started like reaching out.
Hey.
And all I see is panties flying. That's it. Panties.
And can I say it's from the young to the young at heart.
Oh my goodness.
It's an array of ages.
It's the young at heart for true. Because they have 0 F's to give.
Wow.
So
I would like to know how you're gonna do the journey.
He's just like catching them like thank you.
You're gonna do the journey.
Walk us through it.
But I want you to focus on how do you manage
That's funny.
the tanties and the aunties because they are out here.
They love them some
They
Kevin
love
Carter.
you. They love you. Which is great.
It's great.
No,
It's blushing.
I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah, they're the ones who have the money to come and buy a ticket. They buy your tickets. They come to your show. They support you.
Very true.
I love
Very true.
the aunties.
They do support
Love
them.
y'all. Big up the aunties and tanties. Okay.
Well, I will get to your question after
Just want
I
you to
finish
give a
Crystal.
pin in that.
Indeed.
So where did I start? I started at age 11 in my uncle's parent group.
Oh.
In 19...
Say bilingual.
No, I used to play the cuatro.
Oh, that's important. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my family is we into the arts. Best Village, Parang, Calypso, soca. My
Musical
household
family.
was just music,
I
dance,
love it.
and just vibes.
Love
right?
it.
So nice.
So one day I picked up the cuatro, just my dog has fleas, my dog has,
Pling, pling, pling,
Yeah,
pling,
pling.
pling, pling.
And then my uncle is like, I'm gonna show you 2 chords.
Hey.
So it took me like about 3 months of every day
Wow.
coming from school.
Yeah.
I was going Barata Junior Sec at the time, 1991. I'm giving away my age. All good. So boom. So I finally learned the
Come on, Castro.
yeah.
Come on, Castro.
So then my uncle was like, "You wanna join the parent group?" I say, "Well, sure. Why not?"
Right.
So I joined Los Alumnos de San Juan.
The most famous one. Big oh my.
So that is to tell you how far back Alicia, big up Alicia Jagger,
Yeah, you and Alicia go way
Listen,
back.
That group started in 1986.
With her dad?
No, not her dad.
No? Okay.
The students, Mr. Lyons, Mr. Jack Dale, which eventually they were married.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah.
I always thought it was her dad because I keep hearing that she's the queen of Parang, which we all know, but I thought it was a hereditary thing. But okay.
Yeah. So that group has been around since 1986, believe it or not, guys.
Right.
Right? So I have known Alicia since 1991, and I played with the group for about 2 years. So every Christmas, you know, we do the little the Hilton poolside.
Very nice.
And the little
All the gigs.
homes for kids and
You
yeah.
taking long time.
Listen, so if you check your boy the Quattro at 12 years, you're chicken, and real vibes.
Right.
And then, you know, back in the day, in our time in the 90s, it had junior sec, which was 3
Best time
forms.
ever.
And then you had to write an exam called 14 plus
Yes.
Yes.
to go to senior com.
Yes.
Right? So when I went to St. Augustine Comprehensive from 94 to 96.
Dustin. All right.
But when I started St. Augustine, I lost focus on music. I gave it a break because new things, new friends, new circles.
Okay.
You know,
New
I was,
interests.
I was more into sports, football. Like I did, I played for Gustin, Green Machine back then. They used to call it Intercolor and that kind of thing. And then I picked up the guitar in like Form 5, just self-taught.
Right.
And then I was like, all right, cool. I prefer this than the Quattro.
Yeah, more strings.
Yeah, you know, and then just playing little 1 or 2 songs and trying to write songs and stuff like that. So then I migrated to New York in 1996. And when I went up there, fast forward a little bit,
Right.
in 1999, 2 of my other friends up there, they wanted to start an R&B group.
As y'all should.
So, and you
At
know, back
that
then
age?
was boy band was the thing.
Right. Yeah.
As you should.
112 and Backstreet. Yeah.
Sing.
Exactly.
I am a Backstreet Boys fan.
Agree.
Backstreet, not
Yes.
Team Backstreet Boys.
Yep. So we started this group for like, it lasted about, I would say about 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
But, you know, we made the best of the 2 weeks.
We made the best of
Did you
it.
gig? at
No, we
any
did
point
not
in
gig.
time?
That's the
no
problem.
gigs.
Like, we couldn't even get through one song.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Because
Okay.
egos and...
Gotcha.
And then I was like, listen, I started off in this music as background, Quattro.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be no front guy.
Same.
I was
Yeah.
cool in the back,
Same, yeah.
doing my little backgrounds. I will back you up. I will harmonize you. I actually wanted to be a background singer.
Right.
When I first started singing, I was like, nah, that front is not for me.
Right.
And then it was the other guy and my they were like arguing all the time, who doing lead and
Papa.
and then one day I'm like, yo guys, this is what
No.
this is nonsense. This is ish. Right? Like we can't like come on, we need to learn a song.
Right.
And then, you know, egos and personalities. And then I'm like, you know what? Forget all this. And then this happened in the basement of where I lived in the house at the time. And my little brother, we had a Casio.
Right.
Real old school boy. Wow.
Yes.
Remember the little Casio and started to play like a reggae progression. And you know, back in the day, there was from the late 90s to early 2000s, there was a flock of Jamaican singers singing over a lot of R&B songs on reggae.
I remember that.
Like the Sanchez and
It was all the rage.
yep. So you know your boy that time Beres Hammond's Gonna Talk, that rhythm. Dun, dun, ba-da-da-dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, and I used to just sing a lot of R&B songs on it.
Right.
And then one of my friends who was starting the group with was like, Kev, why do the lead? I'm like, nah. I ain't doing no lead. I'll do backgrounds for you. And then the other guy was upset about that.
Oh, okay.
And that's when the mashup came.
Right.
Wow,
And
all
then-
this in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then we split.
Because they saw your potential.
Yeah, and then we split, and then
I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, and then I just started to write songs. So fast forward into 2003, 2004, there was a site called torontolime.com.
Yeah.
So that's where you would hear all the latest
Yeah.
soca and
Right.
whatever, right?
Right, because you were in here.
Right.
Right.
Because I left in 96. So, I'm missing home a little bit. I'm going on trinidadandtobago.com to see the parties and that kind of thing.
Scene was a whole scene.
He really taking us back there, boy.
I'm telling you the truth of my journey.
Y'all remember, I remember I take a picture in this party going through 100, 200
To find
pictures
your
just to find
pictures.
your
Just
one
to find
picture
your one
to
picture.
put on my space
Yep. Oh, good, MySpace too, yeah.
Oh
of
my
Facebook.
We are so old.
So this is where it gets interesting for me going forward, and this is when I said, okay, I'm going to be a singer.
Right.
Singer.
No more background guy.
I'm gonna sing.
Yeah. So 2003, I started to write my first set of songs, but it was more like R&B soca, because I felt like I was a hybrid.
So what made it soca though in your mind?
Just the rhythm,
right.
and
so you
sometimes
used the
maybe some words I might use because
wine and bumper.
well, back then it wasn't bumper too much, but wine, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So and then I was highly influenced by fusing R&B with soca. So at that time the Kevin Little came out, Rupi ran it for a few years. H2O Flow was doing their thing. Baby, I want to go every party with you.
So how did writing come to you? Was it easy for you? And where did you get your inspiration for any of the starting off jump off of songs? Because writing is not easy.
I felt like it came
is
natural.
easy.
I feel like if you have a knack for it comes to you naturally.
So writing is easy to some people, and to some people writing is not easy. I can't sit down and write. What I can sit down and do is write a story, but to say write a song,
What makes it hard is when you think about it.
Maybe,
you
yeah.
can't think about writing, then you won't write. What you have to do is, if you're writing to music, you need to feel the music and go with the flow with whatever emotion, and the words just comes out.
Yep.
And if you just get a little melody in your head, write a hook with that melody.
Yeah.
The rest will follow. Once you get the hook, your song done.
Yeah.
Because the hook is basically the pulse of your
that's
song.
top tier advice
and
there.
then-
yeah, boy, you're supposed to pay for that.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Yeah. So for you, it came just as
Yeah, so in 2003, I just started to experiment with melodies and stuff, and then my brother started. We got a program called Fruity Loops, where we would make beats and stuff. It's like Logic. It's
yes,
like
yes.
right. And then I realized my brother had a knack for beat making.
Yeah.
Right.
Producer.
So I'm like, wait, my brother's in the business, by the way.
Is this GBM?
GBM Neutron, yeah. Right,
I
but-
was waiting.
So I'm like, wait, yo. So then what we would do, summer of 2003, he would all day make beats and put it in a folder for me.
Oh.
And then in the night, I would go downstairs 11 p.m. and just listen to beats and write from 11 p.m. to 7 the next morning.
So amazing though.
And then after a month of it, I told my mom, Mom, I quit my job. She's like, what, why? I said, because I'm going to do music. She's like, what?
The automatic response.
The worst thing you can tell a parent.
And listen, you know Caribbean parents.
Caribbean parents.
West Indian
Hold on,
parents.
hold on. How old were you when you said, I quit my job, I am going to do music?
Well, firstly, I was working a lot of odds and ends jobs in New York.
Right.
So it wasn't career jobs. It was just because I was going to school at the time, Medgar College, and juggling a little part-time job and that kind of thing.
Right.
This was in 2003. I would have been 24.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have been 24 in 2003.
Right.
And
I feel you're big enough to
Yeah, but Bobby still don't want to hear that.
No, you're living in your parents' house and you gonna quit to do music full time? Nah, that's not flying.
And especially if you're not asking them, you tell them, it's already done. Okay, I quit my job today. I've had that conversation.
Oh, serious?
I quit my job today. I'm going full time with a new band. I just started with Chasu. 2G with H2O Flow.
Hear me 5G, 2G, sorry.
It was me, Marie Carter, and then H2O Flow joined us afterwards.
Oh yes, in truth. But that was a power front line though, with vocals vocals for days.
Listen, it did not matter. My father thought I was mad.
Yes.
My father thought I was mad. Right? You did what?
Yeah. And check it, boy. I done work out. Okay, I work X amount of years. I'm eligible for unemployment. So I done sign up for unemployment.
You went there.
Oh yeah, I went there. She's like, how are you gonna get money? I say, well, I signed up for unemployment, and it could take me through 1 year. She's like, what? Like she was.
I don't know what to do with this curveball here.
No,
I'm not sure.
She was very uneasy.
Yes. Because it was well thought out, so she didn't know how to navigate.
The life of a creative is not so easy. It's not for the faint of heart.
No.
Right, but
because
I love that approach. I feel like you actually put some thought into it.
No, I did.
So
because
I love that.
My brain, I'm a very analytical type of thinker.
Yes.
So I'm always thinking, okay, what's the next 2 steps if I make this decision here?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I have a year to prove something to my mother.
Yeah.
That, okay, mom, just trust me, just give me a year. I have unemployment for a year. If it doesn't work out after a year, okay, then I'll go back and do something.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll pray for you.
So listen, I would have to say, to answer Crystal's question, when did it really start for me? I made the decision in 2003.
Right. Around 24,
so that would
23.
make it 20 years ago.
Wowzers.
That I said, I'm going to do this as a career.
Right. Yeah.
And that same summer, I auditioned for American Idol. Not a lot of people know these stories.
Amazing.
August of 2003, if you check it, boy, sleeping on the concrete in New York City.
Wow.
On the pavement for 3 nights. Because it's thousands of kids from all over America have this one dream of just making it.
Right.
And that weekend, I may not do it again, but it's a moment in my life that really stood out.
I think you should do it again. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
We auditioned at a area called the Jacob Javits Center on 34th Street. So the audition was Monday morning, and we lined up from like Friday evening, and every few hours you're shuffling up.
But that is dedication.
Kids, teenagers, we all sleeping on the pavement, on the concrete.
You did the damn thing. I don't think I would have been able to.
Listen.
To sleep on
Chris is not having it. She's like,
listen, me and Kevin lived the same life. I went to England and did X Factor and I did all of that. And then got called by producers to do The Voice in the UK. But listen, that's a whole story that has me still traumatized.
Serious.
No, they skipped me past the initial auditions and they skipped me straight to the chairs. But my sponsor, because as an artist, when I went over there to do some singing with a band over there, and the sponsor, they have like a corporate sponsor, and they could only issue at the time you needed a visa, for 6 months at a time, and The Voice wanted it for 12 months because apparently a French boy had won the last time and he didn't have his proper documents. It was a whole legal situation. So they were so stringent when it came to that.
Right.
So my corporate sponsor had to come in and let them know, listen, once that 6 months is up, we will issue another 6 months.
Right.
So she's covered. And the lawyers and they was like,
absolutely
nope,
not. Oh
she
my
needs
gosh.
a 12 month. And that's the only reason I didn't go straight to the chairs
go
on
back.
The Voice UK.
I am here for both of you. I will be your cheerleader.
I told you that story. I can't
do it again.
Listen to me.
Yeah, some people need chapters.
I don't think I cried so hard in my
no,
life.
that's
I cried. I can't even watch The Voice properly to this day. I can't even watch the show.
Well, it's interesting you said that. So, did my audition, the first rounds of audition, got past it. Cool. On to the second rounds, which was later in the week. Second rounds, I saw Simon Cowell's father doing the screening and right. And I'll be honest with you all. Did my thing. I sang the same song that I sang in the first round, which was Ben.
Oh yeah,
By Michael
that
Jackson.
song, yes.
Right?
That's the song he wrote for his mouse.
I love
Yeah.
that song.
I
Yes.
love that song, yeah.
So then he was like, "Oh, can you give us another song?" Well, they caught me off guard because I'm like, "Shit, I thought it was only one song." So
Right.
me thinking fast, I'm like, all right, so I just blended a piece of Smokey Robinson's Tracks of My Tears.
Oh, another beautiful song.
And then they were like, you have a nice voice, but unfortunately we have to pass on you this year because the competition is quite high for this season. So this was the third season. So the first season was Kelly Clarkson and Justin Guarini.
Yeah.
Right.
Second season was Ruben Studdard and Corey Clark and Clay Cunningham.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
And then that year I had a similar look to Justin and Corey with the
It's all marketing.
Yeah.
curly hair, afro, and that was my look back then.
Right.
You had the big hair back then, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I think it was too much similarities to Corey and
I see.
Justin, and they already had that look already on the show. And
I bet you if you had done some reggae,
Hey.
it would have been
Edge
like.
them out.
Well, true.
What I noticed about these first worlders is they cannot deny the power of a Caribbean accent
True.
and
Correct.
Caribbean
True.
people. I don't know.
True.
It's like we're like magnets. But
Yeah.
this is why when I travel, I don't. When we travel, you're trying to do that freshwater Yankee saying.
I'm like,
Freshwater Yankee, that thing.
I don't do that anymore.
Because when
I do not do
travel
that
and
anymore.
I speak with my full Caribbean Trinidad and Tobago voice,
Authentic
Yeah.
like
sound.
the
Yeah.
Oh my God, they
Williams,
melt
they're
like
like,
butter.
oh
Yep.
my God! Listen, eating all the pounds.
Yeah,
of
and
boy.
I'm ashamed to even tell you guys this. It's
But
only
you can tell us. It's a safe space.
it's only the past decade. I have been so for representing where I'm from when I'm away.
Right.
I don't put on no freshwater
You know what I
Yankee
mean?
accent. I speak just like this.
Yes,
That is
and they love it.
I
enlightenment.
realize you stand out more.
Yes,
Why,
of course.
why try to speak like an American?
Correct.
Yes.
And you have this beautiful Trinidad
Yes.
Caribbean
Yes.
accent.
They
Yeah.
love us. They love our accent.
You know?
Well, my sister actually, she's lived in Canada for quite a while, and she had to actually change her accent for people to understand her.
Nah, just speak
No,
slow.
no, no, no.
Well, just speak slow.
Slow and they'll understand.
You know what I
Yeah.
love? After I belt a Whitney or belt a Mariah.
And they come out with the Trinidad accent.
Sound good.
Yeah.
And then I ask the audience, how are y'all feeling out there? Y'all having a good time?
Oh, yeah.
And they're like,
Exactly.
it's like a collective gasp.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, bitches, you didn't
Exactly.
expect that Trinidad
Exactly.
accent. Yes.
It's
I love it.
So to wrap up the American Idol aspect of my
Yeah.
journey, so they dismissed me. Cool. If I had gotten past the second rounds, they would have then I would have been going to Hollywood,
Right.
and that's where I would have seen Simon and Paula and all
Right.
of them. But I didn't make it to the third round, so I was very eager to see. Okay, well, who would be in the first
Yeah.
rounds of auditions?
Right.
Now, what you would see on television where you see all the bad people and they're making fun of them, that's actually the third round of auditions.
Oh.
And I was actually disappointed because some of the people that I auditioned with in New York, they were horrible. And they made it to the third
They
round.
put them in for
Just
rating.
so that they can have.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that turned me off.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I stopped watching American
But
Idol.
I knew that too. I
It's a
saw like a
marketing
lot.
thing,
It
yeah.
is a marketing thing, and they must. Sometimes they wouldn't always bring on the most talented person. They,
Yeah.
they would bring on the most interesting person
Yes.
or the person with the most interesting
Story.
backstory.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
After all, it's a reality show too.
Yeah,
eh?
correct.
So
Exactly
you know,
that.
I
It's
think
all about
too
the
for
ratings.
viewer ratings, they mix in some of the bad singers,
Yeah.
so
Yes,
they can
of
make fun of them, which I
First
think is
and
come on.
foremost, it's a
Like for
business.
example, you'll remember that guy William Hung
Yes.
Yes.
and Simon and them real make fun of him.
rip
She
him.
bangs, she bangs.
Yes.
he was cool. Though.
I
But
remember
guess
that.
what? He was so confident. Oh, I believe in myself. And,
Yes.
and you know what? An independent record label
Yeah.
picked him up. did an album with him, and he toured for like a few months.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all
he
about
did
in
his
this business,
thing.
about who you know you want to give it a chance to, you know.
Right.
So after American Idol, that was it.
But
Yeah.
I want to fast forward a little bit
Sure.
though. In 2008, you opened for a few people. You opened for Buju Banton, Barrington Levy, Marshall, of course.
I see
You gotta
Lauren
tell
Hill
us
in there
about that
somewhere.
experience. What?
I saw Lauren Hill there
What?
somewhere.
You opened for Lauren Hill?
There was a Lauren Hill reference somewhere.
and Maxwell in 2016 for
Was it?
Tobago
I know, I
Jazz.
see that.
Mr. Man, talk the taser.
Okay, so 2008. So moving from 2003, I spent 5 years honing my craft, as in just writing, just trying to perfect my art of performing and singing.
Right.
5 years.
What is that process like? Just give us a
It's
snapshot.
long and
Arduous.
yeah, and it's something that I mean, I take myself. I'm very hard on
Did you go
myself.
for vocal training?
I had a little CD
Right.
with vocal
Exercises
teacher,
and
you
So
know.
if he went to a vocal coach, they would tell him, "Why are you here?" That's what Vanessa Briggs told me. And
Really?
I went to
But you know, it's still good to have the vocal coach, yeah?
that's what I'm
you know,
saying.
I mean, even Michael Jackson
Yes.
had his vocal coach still.
I did a stint in the UK too, and the lady was like, "I'm sorry, but she told me she didn't take my money. She said I don't need what she can
What
offer.
she can-
I
yeah.
don't need. I already did it. So
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
you need that much.
We probably just need exercise just to keep the muscle
Yes.
in tune.
That's right.
So 2008, I put out my first official song, a groovy soca song called "You Make Me," and at the time, I was dealing with my brother's business partner GB,
Right.
and he had the connections. He was Marshall's road manager at the time, and there's another prominent promoter in New York called David Levy, and he did like WBLS 107.5 in New York, and GB and David had a Mother's Day show in 2008 in Madison Square Garden Theater, and I was just lucky. I would say they were like, "Okay, Kev, how you feel about going and sing you Make Me?" We just squeeze you in.
Right.
That's awesome.
I said, "Why would I turn it down?"
Yeah.
So that was that experience. Just being around reggae artists that we look up to and we grew up with in the
Yes.
90s, and you know, meeting all of them backstage and then going out there and doing my thing. It was just up and up from there. And then that same year, 2008 Miami Carnival, the same promoter asked me to open for Marshall that same year too in a party. So and that's how the links between
Amazing.
Kept.
and then my brother in the mix too, and him
Yes.
he doing his thing and producing and writing too. So
Of
yeah.
course. So tell us, what do you have new coming out? What can we look out for?
Well, before we get to that, so we did 2000s, we did 1991, we did 2003, we did 2008. Let's fast forward to 2012. So from 2008,
Oh, yes, I remember. Okay. All right, I know exactly what you're
Yes.
talking about.
so from 2008
How could I forget?
to 2012, I was just doing my thing in Brooklyn.
Yes.
So I was up in that circle. I wasn't really coming to Trinidad. Trinidad didn't know me. Like I was just doing my thing up there. That organic, earthy stuff. I'm that guy. Right? So I came home in 2012 Carnival after many years. And that's the year I had a song called Celebrate Life.
Celebrating life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they were like, "Oh, you know, nobody know in Trinidad. You should come down and try to do some promos and stuff." Synergy at the time, the radio stations,
Yeah.
whatever little outlet I can get
Just to get your name out there.
to promote.
Because there was no social media.
Right,
There was Facebook.
right. But it had Instagram and you know.
Yes.
So your boy woke up in Synergy, ting. All right, cool. I feeling nice, you know. And they bunks up Miss
You bunks
Crystal Kane.
Oh, was it there? Was it there? We were already Facebook
Well,
friends.
yeah, we were already Facebook
Yes.
friends.
My manager, Ian Wilshire, had put me on to you long before I had reached out. he was telling me, look at this fella from the States and stuff. He listened to his voice. I was like, damn, he sounds like Michael Jackson.
Boy.
And he was like, what do you think about doing a collab with him? This was before you even knew who I was. As he was like, but that was my manager. He would like, what do you think about doing something with him? I'm like, yeah, plus he hot too. Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. But things played off and that kind of thing. Yeah. But tell him the story. Continue.
So I remember bouncing Crystal up in Synergy. And then I'm like, oh yeah, because Facebook friends.
Right.
I'm like, meeting her in person for the first time. Ah, cool, nice. Yeah.
Kevin can afford to talk like this now. Kevin and I, we're like family. There's like my bro here. We have a long history of performing together and that kind of thing. Literal musical family here.
Yeah.
So he could talk the things, man.
Of course. So all right, cool is a nice one here. And then Chris is like, hey, I'm with that band. How you feel about, I think they're looking for a male vocalist. I could put in a good word for you.
Right.
He could call the name. Image and Company at the time. I used to sing with Image and Company, and they were looking for a male vocalist.
Yeah.
And
And Crystal is the one who put me on to them, and she organized it with the band leader. And Crystal messaged me, hey, they want to meet you like next week Wednesday or something.
Right.
And I went and I did the audition, and they seem impressed, and
you get through.
Yeah.
GT. Okay. It worked out too because Stefan Subaru, which is another gorgeous singer like himself,
very talented.
he was a part of the, and I was thinking the whole, hey, all these pretty people singing together, what I'm saying? And it just worked out, and it just.
And that was the time when bands were really accepted in the whole carnival scene, which is where local artists used to only get their recognition
through bands
and carnivals.
Indeed.
So, but thankfully it's changed.
Yeah. So
changing.
I must admit, I had a wonderful year working with Crystal on stage.
Oh, it really was. I definitely didn't intend on staying in a band, but I will credit Image for upping the ante when it came to my stage persona.
Yeah.
At the time they had what's his name, Ghetto Flex on there, who is a stellar performer.
Seasons.
For a while it was me, you, and Ghetto.
Yes.
Yeah. Was doing it front line for years.
That,
And I used to look at Ghetto Flex, who goes by Hilton Dalzell now. And I just used to emulate that, and I learned how to command a crowd. Because at first you would see a big crowd and cower, like, oh my God. But then you realize that crowd is going to do anything I tell them to do, because I have this. And this is power.
And the type of crowd we would play for was more party crowds. So you had to be able to bring that vibe to wake them up and get them moving. And
the first time I commanded a crowd, I was like, put your hand in the air. I'm like, my God,
they responded.
When you're talking about hundreds of people.
And
I'm all the way to the back, and then I'm like, oh my God. I started to feel myself.
Now you realize the power you have.
That's good somewhere deep.
It was like, He-Man, but She-Ra. I have the power.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
So I enjoyed working with Crystal a lot because the energy that she brought and how in sync we were.
Right.
Yes, we were.
Like, we know where each other going vocal wise, harmonies, like,
experience. Yes.
Crystal.
But y'all used to have
a
lot of
effortless
practice and rehearsals too, which I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize. We were initially talking about like how much effort it takes, but for chemistry to be flowing like that, you literally have to be in the band room like every night rehearsing.
Was it every night? I don't.
Not every night, but
we did when we did get together. We practiced for hours. Hours on end.
Yeah, Crystal did the Marshall Monday too with me too that one year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Clearly.
Things I forget, boy.
Okay, so if you have to say
so then that means I did it twice, because the only Marshall Monday memory I actually have is with Karma. Ravi B and Karma.
Okay,
I did it with them.
well, you did it the following year. again,
You only
but
memory?
with
How do you
karma.
forget the other one?
I tend to block
Apparently.
things out for some reason.
Okay,
It's not
okay.
good. It's not
I do
healthy.
the same.
No, yeah, I was about to say it happens to me too. Anything that I don't want to
Especially
remember,
when
it's
it's
gone.
traumatic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Right, Kev?
One gig I really enjoyed with you, though, Crystal, was when we did Barbados New Year's.
Hey!
Listen,
Now that is a memory
that
to
was a
remember.
fun gig. It was so much fun.
Barbados knows how to put on an event.
Yeah, man.
Boy, it was ethereal. It was
Yep.
all white and
Yep.
flowing fabric. It was beautiful.
Listen, I had so much fun.
And you know, that was about to be my question. I was going to ask you, what is your favorite performance, if you have one, that you did?
I'm sure he has one.
With Crystal or?
No, just generally.
Well, definitely one with Crystal in Barbados was a wonderful time. New
That's
people.
on top.
I think too. What I enjoyed most about that gig, new crowd. Because
Yes.
you know Trinidad is small,
Yes.
so sometimes you do in the corporate circle, you tend to see
Yeah.
the same face, and you know.
Yes.
But the Barbados gig was fresh.
Right.
It was enjoyable.
That's so awesome that they welcomed you, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Barbados is different. Once you sound good,
Yeah.
trust
They
me,
into it.
they totally into it.
But
I
you were
would.
gonna tell us what you're up to.
Oh, so one more favorite moment that I have to touch on. So that is how I met Crystal and we worked together.
Yeah.
She moved on and did her thing, and I did my thing in my own way too. So 2016 with the Maxwell and Lauren Hill.
Uh-huh.
That's
So boom, doing my thing. Oh, did we doing our thing? Backstage, sweating, dirty. Yes, yeah.
Why are you dirty? I don't understand. Hold on. Why were you dirty?
She has me invested. Why were you this?
well, hey,
Well, I mean, the stage was yeah.
you had a time.
It was
I had
a great
listen. I had a ball on that stage.
real panties. That's why it's dirty.
Well, you know, I'm
Panties, swinging panties.
Oh my
See there?
goodness!
See what I did? I rhymed.
Look at you.
So-
Panties, slinging panties.
cooling off backstage. All of a sudden, Maxwell
Oh my god.
Oh,
passing by,
he looked at you.
comes walking.
Because you look like him. That is
They
why.
do have similarities,
Right?
Yes.
Did you had the big
Yeah,
hair
I had the
still?
little-
Oh, that's
Yeah,
why you
yeah,
took
yeah.
a double take.
So then, okay, the only other person that could vouch for me on this story, because I didn't have my phone on me. My phone was in my bag in the
It's
dressing
not
room.
real. If there's no receipts, it's not real.
So
Just making
I'm
this
not
up.
gonna tell Maxwell, hold right till I'm gonna get my phone.
I would.
Right.
I would.
Yes.
I would like. I would ask
So,
anybody next to me.
okay,
like,
so you know what? You know what? I could call one person right now,
Okay.
and in front of you all, and just say, hey, Clifford Charles. You know Clifford Charles? Jazz guitarist.
It just sounds familiar to me. I need to see a picture. I
Okay.
need to see a picture.
I could call Clifford
Go
Charles
ahead.
right now and say, Cliff, what happened in Tobago Jazz 2016 with Maxwell and myself?
Is this a situation like when Kevin Hart was saying, you know, when you call a friend and you say the word, it means yes, just say yes.
say yes.
Yes. He's here with me. We were out.
Ninja.
Help me.
So anyways,
Right.
Maxwell came up to me. He's like, yo, were you the cat that was on stage just now? You know, cat is like a slang. Right?
Yes, we get it.
I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh man, I was listening to you in the dressing room, man. You sounded good, man. Like,
Yeah, dies.
You
Like-
could die.
That was a bromance right there, boy.
You could die.
That is a romance
You're
moment.
done.
listen,
done.
that was a bromance moment.
Yes.
Hey!
Yes.
See the segue? See the segue?
That
And
was it.
his energy was just so open
Yeah.
and
That's
supportive.
amazing. I love that.
Come on, I am a nobody to him.
Right.
I am a local. Okay, what Christine?
I don't know what she laughing at.
I just said if that was me and he's like you the chick who was I was just like
Yeah.
there's a room in the
Oh wow! Wow!
Panties.
Wow!
No, I would have been able to say.
Yeah.
I would have just been able
Oh wow!
Okay.
just take it out.
Well, we're so happy you didn't do that.
It's Maxwell.
Listen, this man is a Grammy Award
Yeah.
winning artist. I am
Maxwell with the voice.
Sing.
Woo!
Come on.
Yes.
Yes.
Preach.
Thank you. Amen.
All right.
So
Okay.
that was
Yes.
my highlight, and
Of
my
course,
one
that's
of
an
my
amazing moment.
best memories performing / after performing type thing.
Yeah.
He's such a cool dude, like very cool, very humble, very energy
Yeah.
guy, and that was like a
He's
bromance
so
moment there for me. You know?
I
Well, I
know.
mean, you met him for like that.
That is a
one
perfect
moment.
answer to my question.
I used to mix him up with
Wonderful.
Lenny Kravitz all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I met Lenny too.
Ooh.
Hello.
I never told her.
Oh my God. Where are the
Yeah, listen,
receipts?
there's a lot of things.
Where are the receipts?
We need receipts.
Where they
No, I get
Lenny
it. I
Kravitz.
get
Oh,
it. I
man.
get it. I get it.
Maxwell.
Listen, Lenny's a
I
cool
wouldn't know
dude,
who
yo.
to choose.
Lenny's a cool dude. I was working at in 2006. I was working at a company, Estee Lauder,
Oh, okay.
right? And my boss knew that I was a huge Lenny Kravitz fan and
Right.
Maxwell fan and all that sort of thing. So I used to go to work with my guitar, and on my lunch break, I'd just be writing songs and playing. I was so dedicated.
Wow.
And then she was like, "Oh, I have a surprise for you. At 1 p.m. you need to go up to the lobby. Lenny Kravitz is gonna come in
Oh, wow.
because I think they wanted to have him as a endorser cologne,
Right.
and you're gonna take him up to whatever floor it is." I said, "Sure, no problem." So
You're trying
boom,
to play it cooler.
Listen.
I'm just like, yeah, I got this.
I in the lobby chilling, Mr. Cool like a cucumber. In walks Lenny Kravitz. I thought I was cool.
And you lose your ish.
No, I lost my ish. My boy just shot. You know, you have a shot.
No.
Yeah. He ever walk?
Was he wearing like a lowrider pants?
He was wearing his usual lowrider bell-bottom
And
jeans.
was his shoulders showing?
Boy.
You know, he liked to wear them.
Yeah. Now he was wearing like a denim full. So
Right.
like his jeans, bell-bottom jeans with the boots.
I like the
Chest
details.
hair,
I love the
chest
details.
out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, chest
Chest
out.
hair.
The details.
A denim jacket, colors
boy.
flip up. You know, Lenny.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Super cool guy. Yeah.
He had a kind of Prince feel, but
Yeah.
with muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shades, ting.
The hair.
And no set of security around him.
Right.
Like,
Because he's a man.
yeah.
Boy, he's a man.
In case you did not know.
And
Wow.
so the security is like, "Oh, this gentleman will take you up to the 35th floor, whatever it
Yeah.
was." So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, holy ish.
Like, what
I
do you
am
even
in a
say?
elevator with
With Lenny
Lenny
Kravitz.
Kravitz.
Did you like talk to him? Or
Well,
did you just
I
like
played it
Real
cool.
talk.
Right.
I was gonna talk.
I played it cool,
a
but then
lot.
I say, Kev, don't be a, like
Talk
just.
to the man.
don't mess it up?
So then
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie, I started a fan. I started a fanboy.
Yeah.
I said, "Yo, bro, I love your music, man. I'm a huge fan." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. That's good, man. That's nice." And that was another bromance moment
Right.
for me.
Ooh, look how we hitting
So
these
I would have
now.
just been
Like,
like,
and if you notice these similarities, Maxwell and Lenny,
yeah.
energy is important.
Oh yes.
Indeed.
Oh,
Energy,
yes. Oh,
supportiveness,
Yeah.
not snobbish, not
Yeah.
Yes.
like that. For me,
So
those
they
are
create that space.
Yeah.
yes, those are examples
Yeah.
of bromance
So-
moments throughout my life thus far.
So,
Fantastic.
Island Babes, if y'all didn't know, now you know. Our topic of the day has something to do
with romance.
Yes.
Clearly, because
Speaking of topic of the day, we are grossly over
Yes,
time.
yes.
But listen, before we wrap your spotlighting, Kevin, tell us what's on the horizon.
okay,
us.
what's on the horizon? Well, now that COVID seems to be over,
It is
fingers
officially
crossed.
over.
Finally.
It's officially
Until
over.
whatever else
I
they
hope
throw
nothing
our
just
way.
pops up and scares us again.
2025.
Get behind me,
is fast approaching.
Satan.
I think now COVID definitely humbled me tremendously.
Boy,
I looked at it
really?
as a reset, a rebirth. We are all on the same equal playing field, and what's important to me now is doing things that makes me happy.
Hey.
Talk the things, boy.
That's what's important to me right now. If it doesn't make me happy, if the energy is not good, I'm not messing with
You
it.
don't have time.
I don't have time.
If Kemba was here, she'd say facts on facts.
Facts on facts.
Facts on facts.
I don't have
You
time.
don't have the time.
I'm not living for people anymore.
So what are these things? What are these things that make you happy?
Well, it could be
anything.
Anything at
But
all.
you're
once
doing it.
Yeah.
once
Yes.
it serves his soul, it
yes,
serves
yes.
his
It
spirit.
has to be soul
Yes.
soul serving now.
Absolutely.
I'm no longer living by other people's opinions and what they think of me, whether they like or love me or
Yes.
don't. I don't really care.
no.
Yeah.
You
At the end of the
Love
day,
to see it.
I just feel like the right people and energy will always gravitate to you.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And you would feel that.
Yep.
And if it's an organic connection, you would feel that.
Yeah.
If it's forced, something wrong. Like
Yeah.
you gotta
Like if you don't feel comfortable in that space, if you feel
Yeah.
like you're trying too hard.
right. And
Indeed.
even tying it back to music, a lot of times I would write music trying to please people and the public
A
and the
target
masses.
audience.
And a lot of times I was being pulled this way, that way. Oh no, you gotta do it
Yes.
like this. No, do it like this.
I
And
know
I'm like, you know
exactly how
what?
you
Forget
feel.
this.
Yeah.
Life is too short. As an artist, I'm gonna leave behind Kevon Carter, my essence and my spirits.
Yeah.
My spirit in my craft.
In your craft.
You know, so moving forward, I definitely want to put together a compilation of my past songs.
Yes. EP?
Yeah, it's more than past, overdue.
Time.
Right? So that is definitely something I want to be doing in the next year. And just continuing to expand my brand.
But do you
You
have
know?
a genre you think you fit in, or is it, or you can't be defined by a genre necessarily?
I don't like being defined as a soca artist or a reggae artist or
Because earlier you spoke about a fusion.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
is that
and that's
something
what I
that
am.
you are
That's what I
looking-
consider myself. To some people, it's confusing because they don't know where
They
to
wanted to
place
pick
me.
one. Yeah.
To most non-Caribbean people,
Yeah, but
it is confusing when we say fusion because we have so many rhythms.
my thing
in
is,
our
unless
bones.
a record deal comes into play now and wants to sign me, and I might compromise a little bit just
Right.
to get in. But
And
for the
that's
most part,
fine.
if I'm doing this independently, I
Yeah,
want to
you
write what I
make your own
feel.
rules, yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
sing what I feel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it's time for us to wrap up this.
It
But
is.
guys, before we do, Kev, tell the people how to reach you online.
Okay, so
Socials.
you guys can find me at Kevon Kurt Carter. That's KEVON KURT CARTER. Kevon Kurt Carter. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Find me.
Everywhere.
Join the vibes.
Are you on
taking the
iTunes?
vibes.
Oh my gosh. Are you on
Yeah,
iTunes?
I am.
And,
You can
okay,
search
so we
me.
could get you on
Yeah.
Spotify.
Kevon Carter on Spotify,
Yay.
iTunes. The only thing is, there's another Kevon Carter, but
I
he's
saw that.
he's from Chicago and he's a gospel singer.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
So we had a
I
quick
found
one
out
for
about
20
him
clips.
yesterday when I was
Yeah.
looking up your music.
so for the past decade,
Yes.
we've been going head to head in the search.
Did you meet him?
No, I've never met him, but
Okay.
3 years ago I put out a song called Key to the World, and it had his picture under my song.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Find him up on Instagram. Yo, dude, what's up? I see we've been going head to head for years.
Wow.
He LOL'd. He's like, yeah, man, I know. Like, so
Oh my goodness.
we
That is a
kind of
social
bromance
media-
for a little bit there.
Yeah,
We had a little
social
bromance.
media moments. I want to see it.
He was like, ah, man, it's cool though. You know, I'm gonna talk to iTunes and see if we
Yeah.
can
Yes.
fix that. But
Yeah.
he knows who I am. I know who he is. We've chatted for the first time in past 3 years about it because
I love it.
his fans too would Google him,
Right.
and then I
find
would
you.
come up sometimes.
Right.
Right. Gotcha.
So it's like, you know,
I
You
but
probably share fans now.
I
Yes,
can
we
see
do.
I put in the
We
quotes
do.
in there,
So,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Aha.
All right, so before we totally go to commercial, let's see what our chat room is saying. We've been ignoring them. Just a few. We have Lendl Valda saying, good day to the ladies of Island Girl Talk. Best wishes to you, your program, and continue to glow like the sun. Aww.
Thank you.
He also goes on to say, also Kevon Solomon's group is up in my village in Toko, but some things are better left unsaid. May God bless his soul. soul. We're going to be definitely addressing that later on in the show during Let's Talk Trends. Big trending topic there. Good, my goodness. We have Dana Lewis saying, liquor!
Hi, Dan.
Kemba Joe is saying, I'm missing you all today. Kemba Joe, you'll be back next week. All right. We have Fire Wolfman saying, greetings, ladies and everyone. Blessings as always.
Fire Wolfman.
Thank you. Janine Hope says, yay, Licks.
Hi.
Licks has some mad fans here today. We have Madhead City saying, hey, good evening to everyone. Good evening, Madhead City. Madhead City actually performed at the anniversary party. Listen, I've known him for a long time. I've never seen him perform until then. His performances are crazy energetic.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how
energy.
he's moved so fast and it's rats all over the place and it's like, you just want to like get in that vibe with him. You know what I mean? But moving on, we have Jamie Nelson, a friend of mine. Hi, James. She says high five when he was talking about
MySpace.
MySpace.
Yeah.
She's like, high five. You know, I've never had a high five.
No, I had a high five.
I probably still have it
I
somewhere.
think I had a MySpace, but I barely.
Yeah.
We should see what we look like back then.
No, wait. No.
I'll pass on that.
Be an episode.
Oh my God,
Pictures
no.
of Crazy
Yo.
Old. I'm gonna sign it.
Oh, gosh. We have Kemba Joe saying Backstreet Boys forever,
Yes.
Ink Concepts is saying good
Sync
evening,
what?
ladies.
Good evening.
And then Kemba Joe's like, segue, Chris, I see you. I
Yes.
see you. Kems, even from a distance, girl, you see it, man. And then Renee Ortiz. Hi, Renee. You know Renee, the sound guy. He
Hey,
says,
what's up, Renee?
Good stuff, Kevon. I didn't know Renee looks at my show. How
Wonderful.
nice. Then Kemba Joe says, I real upset I not on this show, boy. Watch how I would have been fangirling in the studio. You see, she liked the pretty face.
Tell
You see,
Kemba I said-
panties would have been throwing at over.
Tell Kemba I send my love, please.
I mean, like, if I had $1 for every time panties was mentioned on this show.
Because I've seen it with my own eyes for
You've
years.
You've seen physical panties.
Panties, print panties, that come on.
Listen.
I've seen it
telling
too.
you.
Come on,
I
you
have
can
seen
back
it
up
too.
that story.
No, I have seen it. I have seen it. Kevin does this series, Believe series, on every Christmas.
But believe I was very calm though. Believe I had to be because you know.
You could be calm, hype, whatever. You get in panties thrown at your face. I'm telling
There
you.
is no
Once you feel
other
it, that's it.
Kevin like that. Hi guys.
Let's-
Hello everyone.
Right.
Oh wow!
Right.
It's like that.
Kevin, listen, I go and throw him under the bus.
Oh my
I
goodness!
go and throw him under the bus.
Let's hear.
Because you know we worked together for a long
I'm
time.
here
Image
under
of
the
the
bus.
company, you're like my
I'm
brother.
here under
Right.
the bus, willing to
my
catch.
boy Shooty shot once, you know. Hey, my boy Shooty, he gave me that whole. So Krista, what's his story? What's the real scene? Like, you know, like trying to talk to me. He trying to holler at me, kind of scene. And I was like, let me tell you something.
But we can't give him wrong now.
Right, remember this?
I feel
Like
like
Harriet Peter Avenue.
Yes, I remember.
you don't have to own up to it. You don't have to own up to it. You
Actually,
can
I
tell
wasn't
the true
even in the
story.
band fully yet.
No, but you were there. You were in the band.
Was I?
You
But
had
it was in the
just
early parts of the
early
band.
parts.
Yeah, I remember.
Definitely early
Yeah,
parts.
on our
And
Peter.
He thought a girl was cute.
Crystal,
know,
you
let me
remember
get-
that?
Let me get the Cardi
Oh
B.
my gosh!
He thought I was
I can't
That
believe
was
you remember
cute.
that.
And he said, so Krista, trying to get to know me, you know, like those Americans.
Hollered,
tryna-
yeah, I was hollering,
let me holler at you for a
Yeah.
second. And he was like, so tell me, what's the real
Oh
scene
my
with you? Like, you know,
gosh.
and I was like, let me tell you something, boy. We working together
I
in Image
can't
and
believe
Company.
you-
That means we are family.
It's a
You are my
working
brother.
relationship.
I'm your sister. We don't even go in there. And he was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Moving on.
And that was that.
That was it. And so
Yeah.
That
then
was the
that's my boy.
inception of the term shooting your shot.
And getting shut down.
I don't know. I
that's
think
alright.
with me though, in any situation, once I'm working with someone, I think that part of my brain switches off.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So it was just no. Even with Stefan, these two gorgeous men. You know what I mean? And any girl would have been like, "Which one do I choose? Which one do I choose?" But I was like, "Nope."
You can
That's
have
Yeah,
it.
because you don't want to end up like
And
Lauren and
Yeah.
Wyclef
even
now.
with Stefan, was a bromance vibe.
They had a total
Like,
bromance. Oh my
yeah,
god, it's
Stefan was he's a cool dude. He's a real cool dude.
Yeah.
Extremely talented.
Stefan,
That
one
boy
of the
could sing.
nicest people you
Yeah,
ever
and
meet. I
very,
don't think
very
he has
nice.
a bad bone in
Yeah,
his
yeah.
body.
Oh.
I don't think he even knows how to be. He doesn't speak ill of
Yeah,
anyone.
I've never seen Stefan upset.
Never.
Wow.
How does he do it? I
Wow.
don't know. But guys, listen, it's time to take our break, guys. This spotlight went on for almost actually an hour and a half or an hour and 15 minutes.
No,
so we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be back with the topic of the day and more show for you guys. Keep it locked to Island Girl Talk right here on our radio.fm.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
Samurai Restaurant at 1 Woodward Place is proud to announce the launch of our new dinner and lounge menus, carefully crafted by head chef Chad Lee and his culinary team. Enjoy our lounge with live entertainment and DJ on Fridays and Saturday until 1 a.m. Ask about our late night drink specials. Kitchen closes at midnight. Visit Samurai Restaurant on Facebook and Instagram for details. Call or WhatsApp for reservations at 622-SAKE 622-7253. See you soon. Kampai.
Let me show you what pattern and style does look like. It's okay if you smile, cause I love it when a tough man have a soft side. Way smooth like melodies. Long day, boy, you know I got the remedy. We go chill, but this ain't hand on Netflix. Leg twist, appendix, shift that way. Beat it up like a drum, like a drum. Chill down, real boring, done fun. Good little gal, gun ton them for. Beat it up like a drum, like a drum. Chill down, real boring, done fun. Good little gal, gun ton them for. Anywhere you wanna go, I know I made the plans, but take control of me. Just me plus you and chill, can't see me, you know. Anywhere you wanna go, I know I made the plans, but take control of me. Just me plus you and chill, can't see me, you know. Oh my, me scream and ball and beg for mercy all time. Empty a pistol, Mr. Soldier. Shoulda come here ready, but you know now. Yeah. Ay. Beat it up like a drum, like a drum. Chill down, real boring, done fun. Good little gal, gun ton them for. Beat it up like a drum, like a drum. Chill down, real boring, done fun. Good little gal, gun ton them for. Anywhere you wanna go, I know I made the plans, but take control of me. Just me plus you and chill, can't see me, you know. Anywhere you wanna go, I know I made the plans, but take control of me. Just me plus you and chill, can't see me, you know. Steam up to the roof, sink it in, let me tighten the noose. Bet you never love good like this. Bet you never love good like this. Steam up to the roof, sink it in, let me tighten the noose. Bet you never love good like this. Yeah. Beat it up like a drum, like a drum. Chill down, real boring, done fun. Good little gal, gun ton them for. Beat it up like a drum, natural. Chill turn real boring, turn fun. Go ahead, tell gal, gun turn them for. Anywhere you wanna go, I know I made the plans, but take control of me. Just me plus you and chill. Chill can't see me, you know. Anywhere you wanna go, I know I made the plans, but take control of me. Just me plus you and chill. Chill can't see me, you know. Steam up to the roof, sink it in, let me tighten the noose. Bet you never love good, good like this. Steam up.
Make sure you have a drink in your hand and you're ready to jump. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. Everybody come out today. Festival nice again. Yeah, yeah. Expressive boy. What a joyful feeling. Who else could relate? The carnival spirit saying welcome back again. What a fantastic feeling. Who else couldn't wait? The carnival spirit saying welcome back again. Oh Lord, this feeling. Today is gonna be a special day. Ooh. Not missing this for nothing. Welcome back again. First of all, I want to start by saying thank you for bringing us together. I appreciate you. Today we out here looking for more than a taste. Cause we love we carnival and we love our bacchanal. Oh yeah. Cool Caribbean breeze, that's where I'm gonna be.
And we are back, guys. We're back with more show for you. We're finally gonna get into the topic of the day.
It's a good one.
Guys, if you're just joining us, it's your Island Girls. I'm Crystal Kane.
I am Lex.
And I'm Nicole Wong Chong.
And of course, we have the amazing Kevin Carter in the house with us. Guys, as you know, it's the last Wednesday of the month. That means it's Guy's perspective. And Kevin is in the house with us to give us his opinion and his perspective on things as a man. You know, as you know, Guy's perspective is our way on Island Girl Talk to get to know our men better. Not that we do already know, but there's always things that we can learn that is new. I'm saying. I like how you be for that, you know. So, you know, and also not just that, but to use Kevin as a sounding board, right? As a representative, no pressure for the men, and also as a representative for the men out in our live chats. Okie dokies. So today we're talking about our topic of the day: bromance versus romance. Y'all marinate on that a little bit, and we're gonna take a few seconds for Nicole to read a little something for us.
Right. So what happens when you bring three artists together from three different worlds for one impromptu acoustic jam session?
What's that?
O.U.R Radio and Lime.tt presents Three Chairs, episode 5, featuring Rayon Elborn, Jazzy Blaze, and Ivana, premiering this Thursday night at 9 p.m. right after TTNL, exclusively on O.U.R Radio's YouTube channel.
Indeed.
Three Chairs is brought to you by Music TT, Hennessy, O.U.R Radio, and Lime.tt. Back to the topic.
Well done, Nicole. Okay, so guys, we're gonna get into today's topic of the day: bromance versus romance. Do men value their male relationships over their female relationships? Let's get into it. So guys, of course, let me just give them a definition, as I like to do.
Please.
What exactly a romance is, and I'm gonna give you the very simple, shortest definition. What is a bromance? Well, a bromance is a close but non-sexual relationship between two heterosexual men.
Right.
Again, a bromance is a close but non-sexual relationship between two heterosexual men. Right? So basically all the benefits of a relationship and an interaction and a connection, but you're not sexually attracted to each other. You just love each other.
Really good friends. Yep.
Yes, really good friends. And women have that already naturally.
Yeah.
Right? So it's basically that but with men.
I was gonna ask you to define close though, like, because I mean everybody's definition of close, but there's some aspects that you would more or less see in a bromance.
Well, it
rather
wouldn't be
than a
hard and fast
friend.
across the board. Obviously,
Yeah.
each relationship would have its own,
Will differ.
unique aspects to it. But
Yes.
basically, the one hard and fast rule is they're close, whatever close means for them. But the one defining characteristic is it's non-sexual.
Yes.
That is what differentiates it. That's what makes it a bromance. It's what it's not. And it's not sexual.
Yeah.
It's not romantic in any way. It's just two men who love each other, look out for each other, loyal to each other, and they
Yeah.
have each other's back no matter what.
Yep.
Right? So let's talk the things now.
Yes.
I want to know, well, I read something, and what prompted this was that same thing, because I always, things are always popping up in my feed. And I find, like, since doing Island Girl Talk, a lot of interesting
Yes,
topics.
'cause
Just
the
the
algorithm.
algorithm doing the things. It's algorithm.
Yeah. It algorithm.
It algorithming.
Yes,
It
yes.
algorithmic,
Right.
yes.
And there was this girl who came up on TikTok saying, do you notice that men have closer relationships with each other than they do with their own relationships
Significant
with
others.
women? And it makes sense, because with women, I find with women, they're expected to be a certain way, do certain things. And, if he's a strong man, he's not expected to cry. I mean, we covered this before and we glazed over this type of stuff in previous conversations. He's not expected to cry. He's expected to provide. Man up.
Right.
Do this. Do that. Da, 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 da. But when that fella goes out with his boys, and let's say, ride or die boys and stuff, they may not get into the whole emotional aspect and cry long tears, but they could still talk to their partner and be
Still a
like,
sense of vulnerability.
here we're going on, like I just
Yeah.
lose my job, I don't know what
Yeah.
to tell her, I don't
Yeah.
know what I'm going through, what I'm gonna do, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And expose themselves in ways that they don't think they can with their women.
Yeah.
So I'm asked, the question is posed to ask really, do they protect and care for and value their male relationships more than female relationships? Because you notice how men just stick together.
Yeah, they
no
do.
matter what.
No matter what.
Even if the man wrong, dog.
They're higher back.
That's my boy, yeah, he cheat on you. Well, that's what man does do. He's still right. He right, you wrong. That's my boy. He always right, you wrong. No, I've been facetious, but you know what I mean.
But
They
yes,
have each
yes,
other's
yes.
back all the time.
Yeah.
Kev, what does a bromance mean to you? And not just that, but like I want you to tell us if you've ever experienced one, and how does it differ from your relationships with women? Because I know your story and you have a unique one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So talk to us.
Well, off the top of my head, there's one consistent male friend that I've had since, we literally grew up in Pampas together. Right? And I can safely say he is the only person that knows every single thing about me, good, bad, and indifferent. We always make the joke like, okay, if I die tomorrow, you could write a whole book on me.
Right.
And he has all that information. He's been there for, like, I would say like when I would go through like heartbreaks, relationships I had with women, and he knows all my dirty secrets, all my tricks, all my everything. And I don't think I have ever been that open with any relationship with a woman I've been in, which is interesting because you're in a relationship with somebody that you expect to be very open and very honest after a while, but I've never gotten to that point with a female.
Right.
How does that
Maybe
make you
one
feel?
female, but in terms of relationships with a female, never.
How does that make you feel to know that this particular friend knows all your secrets, but you still seem to have a level of comfort there because you trust them, right?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel, though, to know that he has all the tea about you?
How do I feel about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? with him specifically?
I feel, I mean, it's nice to know that you have that one person in your corner that you can always run to and speak whatever is on your mind. Like, for example, like now we don't even speak often. Like months would pass.
Yeah.
And
That's the best kind of friendship.
I just had to send a text, yo, link me, or make a call, and vice versa. Oh shit, so calling, yo, we're seeing like we need like.
So time doesn't matter. Time is just an illusion with you all. It don't matter.
Right,
You'll
exactly.
just pick up where you're left
because he, you know, I'm on he's married now, and so he has his own life going on, his family, his. So I mean, of course, we were all getting up there in age now, so everybody have responsibilities.
Yes.
Life is
But
lifing.
yeah, so but what I love, one of the top 3 things that I love about our relationship is the fact that a lot of time could pass, but we don't count it.
Right.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I might send him a text. I may not respond. He may not respond to like a month later or vice versa, because people just. But well, life happens.
If it's urgent, then you'll make it urgent and he'll respond sooner, I'm sure.
But like sometimes I would be like, yo, bro, just touching base. Hope all is well.
Of course.
So basically, you all hold each other safe from judgment.
Yes. So
and guilt.
I would see him read it, and he may not respond 3 a month later. But we went triple. Like life goes on. But what I love, the beauty is the fact that, like, we just pick up where we left off.
Yes. And when you all get together, what is that like?
Oh man, listen. Okay, so the last time we hung out, because he living in the States now too.
So they follow each other too. What is
Well, the funny thing is he married my cousin.
Oh, very nice.
So now he in the family.
So he's in the
family now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which is so weird, like, damn dude, like, come on, like, all my whole life you there, come on.
Yeah.
So last year in New York, we didn't see each other for like a while. So I'm like, yo, dude, weather nice. Let me meet for a beer. Cool. Picked me up downtown Brooklyn. Went to a bar, had some beer, just catching up. Trinidad work.
That probably like you lasted for hours, right?
Listen,
that's how it is.
We met up at 7:30 p.m. For 2 hours, right? That's the plan. 2 hours.
Yeah, full night.
Then after we were finished by the bar, we stood in front of the establishment on his car
The bar.
and spoke for another 5 hours on the road.
Yeah. You see?
And we talk about everything under the moon.
You had to catch up on all the time, so like you fit everything that you're missing.
Like it was
in that
ridiculous.
5 hours.
And that's how we are.
Right. I just want to know, my question is, what is the difference between this relationship and your other male relationships? Like you would say this is defining bromance versus
Oh, yeah, for sure.
the others. Y'all are really good friends. It doesn't take away anything from the worth of that friendship, but it can't be defined as you can't label the others as a
not all my male friends I say we're bromance bros
so
and
what
stuff
is
like
that defining factor?
for me, and I can only speak from my experience obviously,
course, yeah.
I think for me it's about connection. I'm an energy person. I'm a connecting type of person, and sometimes you just connect with people on different levels.
Yes.
Some maybe just surface.
Yeah.
And you know, you have different friends for different things. Like
Absolutely.
Categories
It's
of
the
friends.
same as women. You
Yeah.
have
You
your
have friend categories.
you know, your range of friends, but then you have your bestie.
Yes.
Who
Right.
you will
Yes.
share. That's
Yes.
like, you know,
But
the
for me,
female
I'm trying
bromance.
to figure out if, you know, because they have a label on their friendship.
Yes.
Like how they get a label. Like
They
we
get a
don't
label
have a
because
label.
of the stigma attached to men that they
Correct,
don't
that they
connect
can't
in that
be
way.
and can't
They're
be
not as
emotional.
emotional in that way. Bromance is a more recent term
Yeah.
in more
Yeah.
recent years that has only just gotten or started to become accepted,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not
Yeah.
frowned upon, you know, generally. So that I think, go ahead.
No, touching on what Chris said, she asked, how do you feel about him knowing everything about you?
Yes.
So that part of it, the trust part.
listen,
It's like having your guts,
Yes.
your
He
intestines
is-
exposed,
that trust
but you
part.
trust
Listen.
him holding it.
I am a
You know?
very careful person.
Right.
Why
And
do I know this?
I
This man is one private man, you know, let me tell you.
for him to be holding all that personal, intimate information on me, Listen.
The trust has to be
You
insane.
love that man, you trust that
Listen.
man. He's your dog.
So Kevin,
That is,
this
yeah.
is telling me because you're saying he
listen,
has
this
all
man has
of-
seen me cry, you know.
Right. So you're
Over
saying
woman and thing, you know. No,
he
no,
has-
no.
he
This man has seen me
level of
broken girls'
trust
hearts and
with
thing, you know.
you, right? And knows all of your intimate, deepest, darkest things.
Yeah.
And you're saying that there is no woman that has ever come.
Nah.
No.
Close. I get it because
Okay.
men already trained from such a young age to hide their true emotions.
Yeah.
And to look strong, especially to the opposite sex, so that they can
Yeah.
be viewed as the protector,
Macho
the provider,
and yeah.
all these good things, so that they can a good
to
mate
kinda reveal
will
that
want
is-
them.
yeah.
And you can't go and tell a woman, you know, somebody tell you
Yeah.
something today that is sensitive
That's so
about since
sad,
you're small and you
though.
want to cry.
And you know-
You know, you could tell your bro about it if he knows you like that. But
And I think it's something that we should definitely bring to the forefront,
Yeah,
as in
definitely.
men need people to open up to as well.
absolutely.
Too many times
Yeah.
men
They are
we are brought up to be,
Yeah.
like Crystal said, macho, and
Yeah.
well, men don't cry and men don't show emotions and stuff. And I think it's bad.
Indeed.
Because,
Forever strong.
you
You
know,
can never have a weak moment.
Of
Yeah.
course. So, and another thing too, I have never really been in long relationships. So after 2 years, I have an itch. I
Well, I really thought he was going to say it's because he's moving around so much.
no,
Being real, this is what the
Okay.
Island Girl talk is about. So being real.
yeah. So after, I don't think it was enough time for me to really open up
Yeah.
to
kinda
a woman.
cement
That is interesting when
You
you,
know?
say that, though. Like, taking that phrase, which is absolutely fine, there's no judgment here. She doesn't live here, she visits, but she doesn't stay. You're saying that there is a point where you may not want to involve a woman or your partner in that much of your life. Do you think it's because you have that safe space? That are you comparing that other person, that woman or that girlfriend, to that standard that you expect?
No, not at all. I mean, I would love to find
A partner, that is.
in what I found in my best
Yeah.
friend in the opposite sex as well. I mean, that'll be magical.
That would be the dream.
Yeah.
So
But
that's why
it just
I'm
has not
wondering if
happened.
but I'm wondering if after a certain period of time you're like, okay, this is not what I'm looking for because I have this relationship standard, and I feel like that's what it has to match.
No, I never compare.
Okay.
Because everybody's different. For me, like I said, it goes back to how you connect with that person.
Okay, yeah.
That kind of goes to as though you're comparing the best friend with the
Yeah.
girlfriend, which
Yeah.
is not a comparison
Right.
because it's not like he's trying to be with his best
No,
friend.
no.
He's trying to be with the woman. That's
Yeah.
why he says if it is he gets that
It's like a perfect
ability to be vulnerable
Yeah.
and that level with his woman, that would be the dream. That would
Yeah.
be anybody's
Yeah. Of
dream.
course.
Because all anybody wants is to love and to be loved and to truly be
And
themselves
open, yeah.
without it being destroyed, thrown back in the face,
Yeah.
you know,
Judgment.
reproached upon judgment, all that jazz.
Okay.
So
Fire Wolfman said something very
yes.
he said your true bros will always have your back and you theirs, and it doesn't only mean picking up for them but being able to tell them they on
Shit.
Yep, that's correct.
without fear of backlash.
That's correct.
Indeed.
Of course.
Indeed.
Because trust me, when I messing up, my boys like, Kev, you're on ish.
You're doing nonsense.
Like we're going on with you. Like
Yeah.
I said, this man have seen me broken hearts,
Yeah.
and it's like, nah, dude, I can't side with you on this one.
Right.
You mess up the girl. You like,
you fumbly bag.
You fumbled it back.
and I appreciate that because we keeps it real,
Yeah, yeah.
100.
But that's exactly what I was trying to get at with the question before. I feel like the standard that you would accept from your best, from your bromance, you would accept criticism without feeling judged. You would take it and you'd be like, okay, no problem. I hear you. Laugh it off. Oh gosh, all right. But if your partner says the same thing, you feel like you're being attacked. You feel like it's a space where it's not
Good point.
healthy. But we saying the same
Same
thing.
thing. Okay,
Well,
I get you. I get you.
and the thing
what's
about
the
it
difference
is
there?
maybe because I did not open up fully to any of my partners in the past. So hence we didn't get to that level of okay, if she's constructive, telling me something like in a constructive
criticism,
Right.
Yes.
I would still take offense because I did not open up. I didn't open myself up fully.
We're not that good yet.
Also, do you think?
Who are you to say it?
We're not good yet.
Just your girlfriend, but
Also, do you think that the fact that you and your partner have such an extensive history, like he's seen where
Yes.
you come from,
Oh, yeah.
he's seen the ups, the lows,
Of
the
course.
indifference,
Length of
the
time.
everything. So there's just no
Yeah.
hiding from
You
him.
see, you gotta understand, Nicole, that you the only comparison I would say is you are comparing 37 years of friendship to a year or two with a girl in my situations. So that 37 were very long years where we've seen each other grow up from childhood to adolescent to adult. That impacts the closeness. Well, in my experience.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree. And as you said, it's also energy. So whenever
course.
you went through something, he went through it with you,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
growth happened together. I personally have found that a lot of bromances that I've seen among my male friends, they are really close compared to
Yes.
the relationships that even us women have. When I say talking stupidness, like peacock left, right, and center, and nobody walks away with
Feeling
Offended.
and tears, nothing. Like real, but it happens. I know you said yours started from Pampers, but I found that a lot of it started from the tribe of their school.
Really?
The cohort.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
No, I've never had that kind of experience.
Yeah, but I found that a lot of the prestige schools in Port of Spain,
Really?
the Cursies, the Fatimas,
I can see that. The little
whatever.
cliques, the
Oh
little, you
my
know.
goodness. 'cause
The fraternities.
the
Yes.
culture is
Yeah.
the same amongst the young guys and so forth. So they're able, but it's not the same between schools, you know. So they click really well. So you're blessed to have that from baby.
Well, first of all, too, I don't have much male friends.
Right.
Right?
Oh, okay.
You're selective with your friendship.
Yeah, very
what have your
selective.
relationships with women, not just romantic, but you were telling me, you know, you've always had more relationships with women through starting from your mom, your aunts, and then, you know, romantically. Tell us a little bit about those relationships.
Well, that impacted a lot of who I am today as a man, a grown man. I didn't grow up with a father figure in my life. He left when I was 2 years old. And I mean, my mom had me when she was 17. So she had to quit school. She had to go there and find work to mind
Wow,
me.
what a strong woman.
So while she's out there hustling and beating the streets,
Yes.
trying to mind her son, I was sent to live with my grandmother, her mom, and then my mom's sister. So my mom was never wrong. But I just saw my mom as she would get me on the weekends and take me out.
Provider.
So my mom to me was always a provider. So you had to understand, as a little boy growing up, no father wrong, but you seen your mom hustling and working.
Strong women.
So my mom was a provider and a protector. She took the man's role,
Right.
so to speak, you know.
Interesting.
And then her sister, my aunt, who's like my second mom, working, educating herself. So I'm like, okay, I clocked that. And then my grandmother, she was a stay-at-home mother.
Yeah, she holding down the fort.
Right, because, you know, back in the day too, that era, your
Yes.
parents' era, you know.
Yeah.
So she was the typical, okay, I'm just taking care of kids, washing and cleaning and whatever. But even with that, back in the day, I call my grandmother Ma. Ma would have like little susu things going on with her little,
Right. Yes.
She has multiple hands.
her little, her little church friends, you know, susu and this and that,
Yes.
and of course getting pension. And I saw my grandmother open up her own business
Right.
in her 60s.
Oh, wow.
As in all the
That's
little money
impressive.
that my grandfather would give her
Yeah.
for allowance for the month, and
Right.
she would save and save and save.
Pocket that ish.
Yes, and built up her own parlor.
Yes, sir.
Right in front of the yard by maybe in Baratari, and ran that parlor for about 3 years. In her 60s. So she didn't just settle for, okay, I'm just gonna be a stay-at-home mother / grandmother.
She wanted more and she did it.
She wanted more. She saved her little susu money, her little allowance from Pa, built up her own parlor. Ma was a businesswoman, and me at 8, 9,
Yes,
when I just prayed for people to come and shop because that was exciting for me to just go in the shop and sell people.
Okay.
And then at night I steal all the salt prune and bourbon and
So many memories. My grandparents also had a parlor.
and the red mango, and you know that is going.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tie it back to strong woman.
Yes.
So that's how I was molded.
Right.
I actually feel safer in the presence of women. I feel protected, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I know it's weird.
No,
I
it's
believe
not.
it.
It's
It's
not
not at all.
The Max Matson.
So I didn't really have much male friends growing up. And then if I do connect with a male, me personally, it had to be something of intellect and some kind of,
You have to vibe.
and then so I'm a creative person, so it was always hard for me to,
Yeah, we different.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a chameleon, I could fit in anywhere,
But to form real
yeah,
connection.
that was always difficult for me.
And if you know Kevin, I mean, with being real, I remembered you telling me once that we were talking about men in general and Caribbean men at that. And he was saying, Chris, it's hard for me to connect all the time or form real bonds. Remember that with Caribbean men, because there's a lot of hang-ups. There's a lot of, you know what I mean? There's a lot of men out there who didn't have their dads out there, and they tend to be a little more effeminate in their actions. They're straight, but they're a bit more, they're gossiping, they're this, they're that. And it's not something that he, subscribes to. Now, yes, he may not have grown up with his dad, but he said he was surrounded by strong women. You know what I mean? And if you know Kevin, he's a kind of a manly kind of fella. You know what I mean? So, he didn't always connect with fellas, and then I saw with my own eyes fellas would be threatened by him as well. You know what I mean? So if he makes a connection with a man like he does with his bestie, trust me, I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, and listen, the kind of conversations we speak about is, a lot of it is very progressive.
Right.
About goals, where what we trying to accomplish
Very
at the time,
yes.
Like I said, don't get me wrong, I will meet you in Frankie's and have a beer and we cool and we chilling, and we doing street things, and that's cool, because I also experienced that growing up in my life through schools I went to, and the people that I surrounded myself with. I know all of that life, but my core is, like I said, and also we're creatives. So we are a little eccentric sometimes in how we think, how we do things, how we...
And it's so interesting. And on that topic, I know that's not your topic today, but creatives, for some reason, we don't necessarily find a click with each other all the time. It's because we fighting each other down for some strange reason. But when you do click with a creative, it's like
magic.
Yeah, exactly. You love the experience. I don't know why we just do that. I don't know if it's a Caribbean thing or just, oh god,
Stick with us,
it
girl.
has
We got you
space
covered
for everybody. I know.
Indeed. So, Kevin, based on what I'm hearing, based on your bromance with your friend and bromances in general, one of the things that stick out is the fact that there's a lack of judgment. You feel safe from judgment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With the person, you know what I mean? A lot of people, I mean, especially in the Caribbean, we're a bit homophobic, so you see two men being affectionate, it's like, oh, you're bullying out. Sorry to put it that way.
Which I think is nonsense.
But I didn't know we
It is Island Girl Talk After Dark right now.
I mean,
yes.
I think that's nonsense, and we need to evolve from there.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, whatever your preference is, that's on you.
Yes.
My thing is this, and as a creative, I have a lot of friends that prefer the same sex and that sort of thing, and that's fine with me. My rule is just respect my boundaries and we cool.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all I require.
Yes.
But I am cool with, once you cool, I'm cool. Just respect the boundaries, and
everybody have their lives to live.
I know I'm stealing your talk time. I just wanted to add that in addition to my best friend, I started to develop another bromance with my guys that I play ball with, basketball.
Yes.
So like we would go and take we sweat, then go by Silberts after or Naris or whatever, and just really talk bro vibes. And a lot of times we would talk about the opposite sex and who doing what and who.
How they doing it? And why they doing it?
Stop as ish talk.
Yeah, yes.
Right? It's always ish talk,
Yeah.
but then it gets deeper.
Yeah, but then there was one particular guy in the group that I became closer to than the other four. And
you're all connected.
yeah, he's not on the level of my best friend, but I could see with more time because this dude has opened up to me about a broken relationship that he was in with a female and vice versa too. We've shared stories and I'm like, same thing, the common denominator, trust and no judgment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what allows us or allowed me to share my most vulnerable emotions to, you know.
But do you put that, like, do you walk into a situation with a female thinking she's going to judge you? I am here trying to doctor Nicole you up inside here, but I'm wondering if that's what you do. Like, you think a female is going to judge you, so you're
Automatically off the
afraid
bat?
to open up to us.
No, I don't go in with that mentality.
I feel like you're lying. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
You feel like what?
No.
You feel like what?
She said she feel like you're lying.
I'm being facetious.
She's joking.
But
no, I don't.
I'm wondering if that, because a lot of us girls are very catty sometimes, and you know, we come from a place where we think we know everything, and I feel like guys think about us like that, unfortunately.
I don't. I actually don't.
I think it just boils down to how well you get to know the person, because when you get to know any person, it takes time to gain each other's trust.
Yeah.
And I don't think a man would go or a woman would go into relationships saying I don't trust them because this, or I don't trust them because that. You want to eventually get to that point, you know, but it just takes time. And no woman, using Kevin now as an example, any woman that comes into his life now, no one is going to compare on that level that his best friend is at all. It's gonna take 5-10 years or more, and the quality of the relationship to differentiate whether or not he's gonna get to that level.
Because even with my basketball guys, I started to sweat with them in like 2014, and it's only about 3 years ago me and one of the other guys started to become very close, and 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So that's about 5-6 years of feeling that okay, you could trust this person with information.
Absolutely.
And that's what I
takes
never
a while to lay the groundwork.
and that's one of the
that's so interesting.
I never had that with a female because of due to my short-term relationships with women I've been with, and also being burnt in the sense of
jaded.
You open up a little bit. So yes, I have opened up to a certain extent, but
And
then when things go sour,
oh Lord,
thrown back in my face, then vice versa, and
fatal mistake. Yeah.
And that has always broken me. Like, you see,
So you're jaded.
You trust nobody.
No one.
So some of the characteristics of a bromance, like we said, would be, you know, you feel safe from judgment.
Yes.
You're able to disclose secrets fearlessly.
No reproaching
You know?
of.
You could be honest in your feelings.
Safe spaces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you could honest is a little different from feeling safe from judgments. You feel generally like you could just tell them how you feel.
Yes.
And know that it's good. It's like, that's why I like to say it's the equivalent of taking out your intestines and handing it to them and say, here, hold it. Stay close, don't drop it to the ground, walk with it.
Yep.
You know, and you're just good knowing that they have all my intestines, all my innards just out in the open, but they've got me.
And you know what? In all fairness, because I try to be as fair as possible, there were connections I've had with females before, and maybe they have opened up to me, and maybe things went sour, and I threw it back in their faces what they, you know, so
you have to say that before next time some of them come on to the chat.
in all fairness, I've done my fair of shit,
We all have. It's
you know,
fine.
and you see,
learn from it.
once you break that trust,
Yeah.
it's hard to come back with
Isn't
somebody
it?
with, you know.
It is.
So now it's like, okay, I can't tell you certain things because you might throw it back in my
Oh my
face.
gosh, yes.
And people have felt that way about me too, where you know, I have told them something that they shared with me that was intimate, and I broke their trust. So
But then
you know.
you're saying you've never had that experience. What happens if you and your bromance friend, guy, friend, like fall out?
Like fallout. You make up, man.
I've never
Yeah.
fallen out with my best friend. Never.
Like you'll have a difference.
I've
in
never fallen out with my
opinion.
basketball guys. Never.
No difference in opinion.
Difference
No.
in opinion,
And he's not
maybe,
the only
but-
man.
Difference in
Yeah.
opinions, yes, but respectfully
Yeah.
discussed it.
Yeah.
As in,
Most-
okay. Yeah.
No, sorry, you go ahead, babe.
As in, okay, we cool, but we have a little disagreement here, but we respect each other's
Right.
opinion and perspective on it. No
Yeah.
arguing and
You didn't
fighting.
realize
Coming down on each other and
most
whatever.
men could argue. No, boy, all you what shit you talking about? Peacocking each other all the time, and then 5 minutes later they're good to go.
They buy
Yeah.
the wrongs.
For two men or more to truly disagree or get away with each other,
Say
it
it.
has to be something big.
Yeah,
Take
yeah.
your girl.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You take your girl. So
Yeah.
you went and talk to your girl behind your back, even though, boy, you know we just break up and trying to get back with my girl, and you gonna talk to her. Take some blows.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I've had friends like that, and clearly they're not in my life. So
Right.
because
So something big.
If you have a
Yeah.
bromance with someone, now obviously your friend is married, so it's not gonna happen. But if you have a bromance with someone, it's the rules that they can't go with your girlfriend or any of your exes.
Duh.
believe it or not, we have never spoken about that.
Okay,
but I
so-
think it was an understanding that we had.
Unwritten rule. I mean, yeah,
Unwritten.
Mom, what?
Yeah, that's an unwritten rule. You're right,
No,
Crystal.
it's-
That
Hi
is,
guys, I actually
code,
know.
girl code.
I know
Bro
of
code.
groups where, and I don't want to swear, but like legit got married to an ex, and they all limed together.
Well, maybe because something happened. Maybe again, it boils down to the uniqueness of the
Yeah.
situation.
Right, so that's why I was asking in his case, what
no,
was
I've never
the-
experienced that before.
What would be the reaction? It'd be a sign off.
Well,
We can't discuss this anymore. You broke my heart.
like I said, I think that I know of, I have experienced that a few
That you
years
know
ago.
of. I love how you put that. You can't be that I know of.
I've experienced it of over 20 years ago in New York.
Right.
One of my same friends that we tried to have the R&B group with.
See, this is why they're not a group anymore. This
Now
is the
we get
reason.
now we get the true reason.
So I'm the type of person, I could be a real a-hole when I'm ready. I could just, you know what, I not on you, I good.
Okay.
So situation where my friend knew that me and this girl were in a little something.
Wasn't ting.
We was in ting. And we all used to hang out as a group. Movie nights and popcorn and theater cinema together.
Correct.
And he has his girlfriend. We weren't boyfriend, girlfriend, but my little fling.
I think.
My little fling, yeah. And we cool doing those nice group things.
Double dating.
Yeah. And then me and the girl fell out bad.
Get away.
Like real champagne glass pelting at me, all kind of thing.
Wow.
Which I keep boy ducking and ching.
Wow.
Real madness.
Wow. Okay.
Real madness.
Right.
And then she started to complain to him about me.
He was supposed to
Oh, no,
stop
she
that
didn't.
one time.
And he didn't draw the line.
Yeah.
Right.
One time.
He played on her
Emotions. Right.
A
Don't study
vulnerability.
Kev.
Yeah.
Don't study he and
No, but okay.
and this one of my good friends doing this to me.
Devil's advocate. Y'all were a fling. Suppose that was the love of his life.
No.
His face is like, what are you saying to me?
Did we catch that?
I realize you see oddball on the panel here.
That's why they have
What are
me
you
here.
saying?
Asking these
But listen,
questions.
I don't. That is all your business.
cannot
But the way,
understand that.
but the way that it was done,
Yes.
I love that.
The manner
That
in
is
which
a perfect answer.
like,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
you are renting my basement.
That is a perfect answer.
I'm sure if he logged on now, he'll know it's him I'm speaking about. I don't care.
Come correct, come as a man. Listen, I started to develop feelings for such and
That's
such.
all. That is all.
How I
Like,
feel about that,
how you can be.
Yeah, don't try to throw him under the bus.
We
and
had
thing.
we had a 3-story house at the time.
And
Like, you
that
are
is-
renting
that's
in
perfect.
from my basement.
Yeah. So where she passing to come in now?
Right there.
Gosh!
I see when the car pull up, normal. I'm like, there it is.
What? Who you come to? You can't come to me. You done pelt glass at me and you come into me.
Right.
And then
No, she was coming by
she-
me upstairs was off limits.
Then
Like,
she passed you straight.
And went to the
down.
basement.
well, guess what? but she thought that was supposed to hurt me or do me
you,
something.
right.
Listen,
She
when
wanna
I
take
look
it
off,
back
I
at
look
you.
off. I didn't give a rat's ass.
Wow.
So let's get back on track.
Yes, yeah.
Let's get back on track. So based on everything we've been hearing so far, guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about bromance versus romance. Do men value their male relationships over their female relationships? And of course, we have the amazing Kevin Carter here.
Spilling all the tea.
Giving us his perspective on how he feels about the situation. So, all in all, a bromance has all these lovely characteristics. Honesty, you could be as honest as you want. Dependability, you could depend on your partner no matter how much time pass. You know, you could always count on him forever.
Yeah.
Loyalty,
Loyalty.
Men does
Loyalty.
Big thing.
Yeah,
Huge.
man. Yep.
Right? Protectiveness. All you fiercely protect each other, boy.
Yeah,
Even in the
I would
wrong,
say
boy.
so. Even when
You
we
know
do
what I
shit.
mean? Even in the wrong. And of course, you
Outside
mentioned
I'm telling you that I have your back, but you know, behind closed doors I say, boy,
Yes.
you really do some strippiness.
No, I've been pulled up many times
Yeah.
where
And
back in the day when
But nobody had to know that.
back in the
Of
day.
course, as you mentioned, with your football crew and
Yeah,
that
my
kind of
basketball
thing,
crew, yeah.
you know, a big part of a bromance is shared interests and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know, something that you all could
Yeah.
connect
For
over.
sure.
Naris, all of that
Yeah.
jazz,
For
you know.
sure, for sure.
So, and you also compared it to your female relationships.
Right.
So we want to ask you the ultimate question now that you went through everything. First, from a personal perspective, do you, Kevin Carter,
Oh, good.
value your male relationships
Jeez.
at a higher level than your female relationships?
Oh my gosh.
It's a safe space.
All things
It's a safe space, but
considered.
it's who watch him.
You put him on his spot
All
here.
things considered, and you could be honest, because you just went through just how comfortable you are with your best friends,
Well, you see-
and even the not so close friends. It's just a man thing. It's a male thing. Do you value those
You
relationships
see why this
higher?
is a kind of interesting story, because as much as I grew up amongst women, I would have to say, and I love women, I respect them. That's
Disclaimer.
I would have to say that my personal experience, the bromance have the edge.
Yeah,
I think
over.
most men would choose
Yeah.
how you choose,
Actually.
because I have seen it with my own eyes on
Really?
different situations that once men connect with each other, and I'm talking about heterosexual
Yeah.
men,
Yeah.
right? That once they connect with other men in real ways where they find someone that they could really just let go, be vulnerable, and expose themselves to without any kind of fear that it's going to come back and hit them in the face. They will always choose that relationship more, and they feel that way with other men. I've seen it.
Right.
I've had the pleasure, I would say pleasure, because it was something to see when I dated someone, but he had a strong core of male friends, all heterosexual, strong, proud, successful black men, right? And I ain't talking just Decky's owners here. That's another group I saw it with as well.
Right.
But this particular group, these fellas were there and still are there for each other. Their own chat group. They make time for each other. They take time to line with each other. They have their boys night out. It's not a typical boys night out.
Right.
These are just well-intentioned men that are about that life with their women and that kind of thing, but they make time for each other. Yeah, you ever watch Sex and the City?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? You know how Carrie and her core friends, they're there for each other and they are each other's soulmates. And these men, like Charlotte said, are just these guys who lucky enough to have us and come in second. This is what this group of men are. Right? They are each other's soulmates. They're there for, they love each other everything. And then women are just lucky enough to come in second. And I wish I could say that I was mad at it, but it's a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful thing to see because their relationships with each other and it's interchangeable, all of them, right?
Yeah.
It's all healthy.
Yeah.
All healthy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was now looking for something on my phone to send
I
you.
can't even say I'm mad at it as a woman.
As you mentioned, Sex and the City.
What was it?
Big fan of that show.
Yeah.
I started to watch it in 2006 with a girlfriend of mine at the time.
Right.
And listen, I went and see 2 movies. Listen, I must look so weird. I was the only man in the line.
I liked it.
No, waiting in line.
Really?
To see the movie?
And you know it's still going on.
And I was okay with that.
It's still going on because on the
That's what
HBO
matters.
app they brought out And Just Like That.
Yes.
And I was now looking for a picture to send you because when I went up in 2021, I did extra work on that set.
Really?
When they were shooting
Did
the...
you see Carrie in it?
Huh?
You have receipts for
I
that.
have a receipt for that.
Right.
Because I find like you especially like, oh, where's the receipt? Where's the receipt? Lenny Kravitz, whatever. Maxwell, whatever. Where's the receipt? So I'll show you the receipt just now. It was actually a scene that we were shooting because in New York, so many odds and ends jobs you could do, and like I said, I was just trying to catch myself after COVID. So I'm like, okay, I'm only doing things that I have interest in.
Yeah, but that's fun.
So hooked up with this agency, and I would go on castings
That's awesome.
and be the guy who in the back reading a newspaper or just walking by with coffee, just doing background work. And I said to myself, I want to get on Sex and the City. I just kept on putting that out into the universe.
What kind of madness is this?
She is.
Yo, it was really weird.
No, I just mean the link.
It was
you talk about it, then you say you work.
it was really weird. So I'm like, okay, they were shooting and just like that. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna send my portfolio to the casting directors. Like they were like the first one I did was they were looking for like just people to shoot a scene in a coffee area in Soho.
Right.
Sent in my portfolio. They're like, oh yeah, we want you, thing. Then I worked with them for three times. Wow. And I'm talking about, well, my favorite character was Charlotte.
I just love how
You like Charlotte?
You can't see that.
I love Miranda. I don't know why.
Of course you do.
Read Miranda. Really?
I love Miranda's character.
Really?
She's so practical and she's so like no nonsense.
Right.
Well,
Carrie
yeah.
too, of course, but
yeah.
Carrie, but
I thought you would have liked Samantha actually.
Miranda is my favorite. I love Samantha because she's fearless, but I could never be Samantha. Trust and believe. It has to be Miranda, then Carrie, then Samantha,
Miranda's
then
a
Charlotte.
full-on business career lady. I totally see that.
Yeah.
Okay, I could.
Miranda's- It doesn't have anything to do with her looks or anything. It's just who she is as a person.
Charlotte was a little ditzy, but I don't know, some about Charlotte was
Pollyanna.
something about Charlotte was cute.
Yeah.
So the fact that I stood next to her on a scene, as in,
Look at
I could do this.
How tall is she?
She's short,
Like me?
a little taller. She's about probably like 5'6" or something.
Oh wow.
But
She's
wow,
taller than me. Adorable, eh?
she's so adorable. And then, well, of course, Carrie is Carrie. Like,
Is she short?
yeah, she is short
She
and
looks like a
she's
tiny
tiny.
knight.
Yeah, she's tiny.
Okay.
And
I would love to meet them.
listen, I'll send you the picture when I find it.
Yeah.
If you zoom in, you'll see me as a
Extra.
like whoa.
I love that
As a
though.
walk-in.
That you did all that. That's like such a nice experience, especially on a downtime, you know.
Yeah.
You're a busy guy, but
Listen,
this is something different for you. I
there's
love that.
Lots of things I haven't spoken about on my journey, but
Yeah. Maybe
you
but
should.
these little things I would go on. Working on the set was long though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 14 hours just standing around doing nothing. That's the only thing I didn't like about it.
Right.
But
it's when you're talking about doing things that you find fulfilling.
Yeah.
And just doing things that you like.
Check that
Yeah.
off.
So
that's awesome.
Sex and the City. Other one or two little films as well too. That's what I was doing post-COVID in New York.
Oh, very nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're just joining us, we just wrapping up topic of the day: bromance versus romance. Do men value their male relationships over their female relationships? And we just got the ultimate answer from Kevin,
man.
which I think is what most men would echo across the board. I do see it. I understand it.
Yeah.
You know, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. They gotta stick with what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, guys, what say you in the chat rooms? All the men, talk to us now. You heard the discussion. Do you value your male relationships over your female relationships? All right. And with that, we're gonna go to commercial. But before we do so, let's see what the comments saying. I think we ended with Kemba Jo swooning over.
We did.
Actually, no, she swooned already, and then you read the one with
Firewolf.
Right. So we have Lovely Spice clapping.
Saying
Thank you,
hello.
Lovely.
Hi.
We have the Nubian Experience saying blessed night all. Good night to you, Han. We have Karen Hindman saying greetings, IGT. Thank you. Same to you. Lovely Spice says, oh no, the slogan is bros before hoes. Not in all cases, as you would, if you heard Kevon, you would realize that. And then of course she goes on to say sometimes people fall in love.
Okay.
And yes, that is true. But even husbands need that break to go and just play their poker.
Yeah, that outlet.
Go, hiking. Some like to go hunting. Whatever men do, play squash, all that jazz. Yeah, men need their breather. Go fishing and that kind of thing. So get on this space. All right.
It's for sure balance.
Yeah. Guys, we still want to hear from you. Let us know how you feel. If you have a bromance of your own, tell us all about it in the chat room. Yeah. But right about now, we're going to go to commercial. We are grossly over, but it's all right. It's all right. Keep a lot of Island Girl Talk right here on ourradio.fm.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
Samurai Restaurant at 1 Woodbrook Place is proud to announce the launch of our new dinner and lounge menus, carefully crafted by head chef Chad Lee and his culinary team. Enjoy our lounge with live entertainment and DJ on Fridays and Saturday until 1 a.m. Ask about our late night drink specials. Kitchen closes at midnight. Visit Samurai Restaurant on Facebook and Instagram for details. Call or WhatsApp for reservations at 622-SAKE, 622-7253. See you soon. Kampai.
I've been patient and I've been waiting. Call me stubborn, but I can get over it. You left and never say goodbye. Those tears I cried, no, I can get over it.
So don't you ever let me down again, 'cause I'm depending on you, so you better come through this time. Please hear my cry, and if I ever let you down, my friend, it was a misunderstanding. So if I took you for granted, then I promise from today I go jump like I never jump, wave like I never wave, wine like I never wine before, just to show you a sorrow, and I mean
I've been waiting. Call me stubborn, but I can't get over it. You left and never say goodbye. Those tears I cried, no, I can't get over it.
So don't you ever let me down again, 'cause I'm depending on you, so you better come through this time. Please hear my cry, and if I ever let you down, my friend, it was a misunderstanding. So if I took you for granted, then I promise from today I go jump like I never jump, wave like I never wave, wine like I never wine before, just to show you I sorry, and I need you back in my life. Look at people by the truck, emotions running high, we end up in the sky, tears running down we eye. Can't you tell that we sorry, and we need you back in we life. I need my come back home. Home to me, come home to me, come home to me. It's not no place like home. Home to me, come home to me, come home to me. This is my apology. Follow me, come and see what you mean to all of we. You're a treasure in my eyes, the greatest pleasure in my life. Whoa. 'Cause when you left it bad on me, honestly, hurry please, home is where the heart should be. Pretty feathers in disguise, back together we will rise. Whoa. So don't you ever
Let me down again.
'cause I'm depending on you, so you better come through this time. Please hear my cry, and if I ever let you down, my friend, it was a misunderstanding. So if I took you for granted, then I promise from today I go jump like I never jump, wave like I never wave, wine like I never wine before, just to show you I sorry, and I need you back in my life. Look at people by the truck, emotions running high, we end up in the sky, tears running down we eye. Can't you tell that we sorry, and we need you back in we life. I need my come back home. Home to me, come home to me, come home to me. It's not no place like home. Home to me, come home to me, come home to me. First time I touch the stage, this make me feel away. I want to touch the stage.
Promise I won't cry. First time I touch the stage, this make me feel away. I want to touch the stage, touch the stage.
When you ready, rhythm and the iron and the man with the Congo drum. It's a vibe in the section when we jam into the steel bun. Come on, join me live, grab your bottle and spoon. It's a party in the engine room. In the engine room we go jam it steady. In the engine room we go get on wase. In the meantime, why don't you join the line, grab your bottle and spoon, and come let we party in the engine room. Ooh, yeah. Well, how else we will survive if we don't create the vibes? This is a big part of the life, so soca must live and never die. In this party atmosphere, so sweet that I can't describe. So all the artists you must be here, 'cause without an engine, can't start, so we cannot drive. No oxygen tank, we got dipsy dive, so we got to come together and try to find a way, find a way. No more fight down, we got a unify. Let them keep the money, we not taking bribe. They go come run me down when you see them. Get this song when you're ready. Ready when the iron and the man ready to go down.
And we are back. Yes, we're back, guys, with more show for you. Guys, we're here. If you're just joining us, we just finished a fantastic topic, bromance versus romance. Do men value their male relationships over female relationships? Very quickly, Nicole, because I know how you're feeling the things. Now, Kevin answered ultimately and said that as much as he loves women, he will have to give it to his bromances and his relationships that he has with men, because his positive and healthy relationships that he has with men, because he's able to feel a level of comfort and safety that he just can't really get with a woman. And it's not the first man I've heard say this. I think this is like the general consensus. Not to say, and when we went to commercial, Nicole was feeling in her feelings, because she's like, so you basically telling me that you would choose your bestie over your wife, and that's not so. They will never choose their male romance over the female, or their male bromance over the female. Everybody wants to settle down with the person that they love, right? My point is, they will always choose their wife or their girlfriend or whatever. But to get to that level of, blatant honesty and exposure and vulnerability, right? They may still hold certain things from their wives or girlfriends that they can share with their bestie, even in marriage, even in a long-term relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean they will choose their bromance over their future wife or girlfriend or whatever the case may be.
I mean, if you're gonna say, do you value your bromance over your romance, right there off the bat, mentally, psychologically, that doesn't sound right to me. I mean, I feel, and this is a conversation where I guess it's a personal choice, and we could disagree and agree to disagree. If I feel like I'm in a relationship where you value, you didn't say it out loud, you value your bromance over your romance, that's not where I need to be. Because when I set a relationship, when I'm in a relationship, when I enter that space, you are in a space where, yes, we're gonna fight, yes, you need to lay out all your dirty laundry. And if I do something to break your trust, I know personally I have to earn back your trust. And I'm sure the parameters that you have me operating under is something totally different. The parameters that you have your boys operating under, because I brand new, I fresh on the scene, but you have to allow me, and to me that's a healthy relationship. You have to allow me the opportunities to make those mistakes and learn from it.
And he very well may, but remember what we spoke about earlier, it takes time to earn that level of trust.
Right, and
you may very well get to that point.
At some point, you can't still be in a hard and fast place. Well, I value. I mean, to each his own, and I'm okay with that.
Fast forward, let's say 30 years into our marriage, right? And she's there. She is the most important person in the world to him. Yeah. I am telling you, there are still things that man wouldn't feel comfortable talking to his wife about, that he will feel talking to his brother about, or his father about, or his best male friend about. There are just some things and some boundaries that just cannot be crossed by certain people.
I think that there are men that works for, that formula works for, and I think there are men that my formula works for, and that's where
it's a big world you're gonna find.
It's 100% that though. Like everybody, you would find a different cup of tea for a different person.
Precisely.
Everywhere.
You ever saw the movie? Sorry, you ever saw the movie with Kevin Hart? Think Like a Man.
Think Like a Man.
Yes.
That's a little example of, you see how they were bromancing,
yes.
It's
and
true. That's
they
true.
open up themselves to each other.
In ways that they couldn't let their wives them see that, see them in that way.
At the end of the movie, they realize, okay, well, they had to fix certain things, and it all ended happily ever after. But just the relationship that they had on that movie, where they're doing everything together, playing ball together, drinking together,
the ultimate bromance.
That is a reality.
I just think the key word there, value over, or value just as much would work for me. But you see, value over, that cannot work for me. And that's just me. And I represent a segment of the female population. And
I
that's
hear you.
cool.
And I respect that.
We hear you.
I respect that.
All right, so we're gonna get into it. Before we do our due diligence, let's just see, because we have a few people commenting, right? Here, Karen Hindman, he says, that is proper failure. I wouldn't say we value one over the other, but they both have spaces we can function differently. And well put, Karen.
I agree with that.
Well put. I can get down with that as well. Indeed. I like that. How does that work for you? Make you feel a little better? A little more in the panties. All right, good. So we have Fire Wolfman saying bromance over romance. To this day, one of my best friends is more upset with one of my exes than I am. because he knows
I love that.
Because he knows the hurt that I felt.
Right.
If that isn't a ride or die, I don't know what is.
No, that is.
All right?
For sure.
Loyalty and protectiveness.
Who would Karen come back?
Karen is back saying, but we had to tread light when all your woman too. That throwback in the face thing is a deal breaker. So let me read that again. He says, but we have to tread lightly with all your woman too, because that throwback in your face thing
is a deal
breaker. Right? But that's not just a woman thing, that's everybody thing. Most people, when they see it fit or beneficial to them, would throw something back in your face, especially in the midst of an argument.
Or flight, so you're defending yourself. You have to learn how to argue.
Right? And then he says, that will trump the romance thing for sure. You know, and I agree with Karen in that regard, because like Kevin say, he can't remember ever having a fight with one of his male friends. And they might pick on each other, but they don't throw things in each other's faces to hurt each other. You know, it's like an unspoken thing, and so I would agree with Kevin on this thing. I think if I were a man, because I've seen it in action with more than one group of men, and I see how men, and I often say to myself, why can't women be like that?
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think if I were a man, I would probably choose my male relationships over, not choose, that's the wrong word. I would value how vulnerable I am with my male partners higher than a female, because there are some things women just cannot handle. And that is a fact, next. It is a fact.
Right.
Like I gave you the impression with the movie A Few Good Men, when Tom Cruise like, tell me the truth, and Jack Nicholson like, you can't handle the truth.
Watchmen, that was a big line in that movie. That was an iconic line.
Some women just can't handle the truth.
That's some women. That's not all women, and we will not.
And that's why a lot of men feel like they could turn to their male counterparts, their male friendships, and vent there.
I really think that's a different topic, because I feel like that's what society has pushed on everybody to think that women are here to fight, women are here to...
But we're not here to fight.
No, exactly.
But then how many... Let me just face it. Let's just face it. The norm is most women, if faced with certain situations that they may deem ludicrous or ridiculous or unfair, whatever negative, would act a certain kind of way that would cause a man to backtrack and be like, I'm gonna hold off on telling her this. She's not gonna take it well.
That does not respond emotionally.
But my thing is, a guy responds to a woman how they are trained to respond to a woman, and vice versa with a woman responding to a man. Because she's reacting a certain way, you need to take the time to understand why that is happening. Meanwhile, outside of that, then you're letting him, you're giving him okay for behaving that way. It's not okay.
Let me give you an example. Because most women would be thinking in terms of, I don't know, relationships like cheating or this or that. No. A man has been working at a job for 5 years with a ridiculous boss, an emasculating boss, right? Yeah, the husband knows he could do better, this, that, but there's no room for potential. The boss comes and insults him or disrespects him one time too many, ups and quits the job, right? A, tell wifey, B, tell bestie. He tells both, right? Wifey goes, but you didn't think about me, the children, this, that, the other. Husband knows he's gonna get a new job within a month. All right, there's no big deal. He's a man. He go find work, right? But it is and ego this and ego that. She doesn't understand as a woman, right? as a woman, she's thinking family, nurture. What about me? Which is right. She's quite right. But as a man, did you think to go in his shoes for a little bit and be like, this is a proud man, a real man, who has had enough of that humiliating, kind of emasculating behavior, that kind of thing. He goes to his bestie, tells his boys, long time you complaining about our fella, boy. You know what? Best you did leave that job, otherwise something worse could have happened. We go find something new for you. Let me hit up some links. La. A bestie may be able to, you understand? A woman in the moment may not realize that her husband needs support in that moment.
If communication was open from the beginning, him talking to her and saying, listen, I don't know what is going on, X, Y, and Z, I think a good relationship would have fostered a response that would meet his best friend's response.
Yes and no. Yes, you're right, in an ideal situation, but it's all hypotheticals, and we're dealing with what's the norm right now.
And like I said,
that is the norm. Not everybody like you, Nix.
And that's the thing, and don't forget that in the beginning of this, I said I would love to find that in a female as well. I'm not against it. Indeed. I think the best of both worlds, have a male best friend.
To have a woman that acting like your male bestie, that is, you find a unicorn there.
Like you remember a movie called Brown Sugar back in 1999 with Taye Diggs and that nice, beautiful woman who was his best friend.
Yeah.
And then when he was looking for a record company, and then he quit.
Yeah.
And and who he went to tell the news? His best friend.
Yep.
Not his wife. She was pissed that.
Yeah.
Don't
lie about it. You're too much, Nix.
I'm okay. I'm agreeing to disagree.
But
listen,
if I could find the right female who I could find romance and
I just think y'all are giving
that would be best of both worlds for me.
The impression that society is trying to push, and not all women don't say majority of women. There are women who have learned to communicate and learn how to operate properly in a relationship.
True. We're not condoning what society has fostered over the years. What we're saying is this is what it is, and we just call in the spade, and the spade is most women are like that.
No, I'm not gonna say if you look at the numbers, it's definitely most women.
Right? Most women are like that. We're not talking about what it should be. We're not talking about hypotheticals right now. We're just stating the facts, and the facts is most women like that.
All right.
But it's a natural thing, because women that's how they are innately. They are emotional, so they respond in that way.
We would have take the pound from the boss because we have baby to see about, husband to support, this, that. You know what? This bitch is not going to keep me from my bag. So do what you want, you know? But a man, pride, ego, especially a hardworking man, like, you know what? Let me leave before I knock you down.
I walked off of jobs in New York in the early 2000s before I quit fully for the year to go into music. I walked off on jobs because bosses talking to any which way. And at the time I was seeing someone, and I remember walking off specifically on on this job. And who the first person I called? My girlfriend. That's my boy. Like, yo,
your boy.
Like,
I
dude,
feel him.
Where you at, yo? Like, meet up for lunch. Like,
you need to exhale.
All right.
We have one more comment before we move on. All right. Landel Valdez says, Kevin is right. It's good to have someone to open up to. I only open up to a close female friend, a pastor's wife. We really close, and she knows everything about me because I do trust her. She might be a woman, but she fits the category of bestie.
Exactly. So if I could find out in a female too, I all for that.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, best of both worlds.
It'll happen.
All right, so moving on, because we're supposed to be in a new segment.
Yeah.
Guys, we have more show. It's time for Sip and Spill. Cheers. Get that camera on, Kevin.
Sip
there.
and spill, okay.
Where we
sip. Okay, like this.
And we spill. What we spilling, you shall find out. But before we do, next, read a little something for them now.
All right. So what happens when you bring 3 artists together from 3 different worlds for one impromptu acoustic jam session?
Tell us.
O.U.R Radio and Lime.tt presents 3 Chairs. Not 3, but 3.
3.
Episode 5 featuring Rion Elborn. Jazzy Blaze, and Giovanna, premiering Thursday night at 9 p.m. right after TTNL, exclusively on O.U.R Radio's YouTube channel. Three Cheers is brought to you by Music TT, Hennessy, O.U.R Radio, and Lime.TT.
Indeed. And now, of course, before we start, we have, of course, Sip and Spill is sponsored by Caribe Tropical Hard Cider. So, of course, enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of champagne-inspired Caribe Brut, crafted for refined palates, made with champagne yeast and gluten-free. Caribe Hard Cider makes every moment extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
Drink responsibly. And with that, we commence our Sip and Spill segment. Kevin Carter, are you ready?
I hope so.
We're not going easy on you.
No, we
Oh
are
my
not.
goodness.
I'm going to stick with the weird psycho
starting?
question. No. Somebody else start
All
because
right,
I don't
Let's
know.
see.
You say to go steamy?
Do what you
Steamy.
want.
Right.
We talking to Kevin today. So we
Steamy
got to
fits the
Well,
bill.
we're doing steamy, but
Yes.
like we just want like a little tea. So
Yeah.
the
More
question is, when was the last time you broke someone's heart?
Sip and Spill, baby. Oh my gosh.
5 years ago.
Oh, good answer, quick boy. I wasn't expecting that. I thought you
Okay.
would think a little bit.
Now you have the option to
clearly
divulge,
honest.
but you don't have to. Right? I think
It's on
that's
your
a little
chest.
private issue. Our boy is very private, so I wouldn't even ask you to
No names.
divulge. I've got one.
Ooh.
Which it's not that. It's just it's a little deep. Would you be friends with yourself
Wait,
I
what?
saw that just now.
if you met yourself?
I didn't see that coming.
Would you be friends
With you.
with yourself, with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like,
it's a good
I don't know. I
friend.
feel like I might be like, who's this bitch boy?
I want to know
Who
why
she
though.
feels she is.
Why?
boy.
Yeah. What about yourself you think would make a good friend?
My eccentric mind, my creative spirit. Yeah.
Okay.
Next, what about
To
you?
say
Would
the
you be
least.
friends with yourself?
I would be friends with myself.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Lex?
Yeah, I would be friends with myself.
I
a
think
good
I'd be
listener.
friends with
Yeah.
everybody. Everybody
I'm
on
a
this
very good
table is
listener.
worth. Yeah, exactly. Everybody is on this table.
I would
has
see
some
myself
qualities.
and be like, she looking too much like me. She better be cool. She better be cool. I
Chris,
would wait.
you would be friends with yourself.
probably would.
You are very open to like meeting people and stuff like that.
Probably.
So
At first, I would be pissed that she looks exactly like me.
Right.
But once I get past that, I'd be like, all right, yeah, she cool. She's
Yeah.
dope AF.
Yeah.
You know? We didn't answer. What was yours, Lex?
If
When last I
one
broke
last you
someone's heart.
somebody's heart.
Oh, we didn't answer that.
I never. No facts.
You never? When last you broke somebody's heart?
Wow.
Probably like
Oh my.
2 years ago.
Oh, that's recent.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
during the
that's very-
pandemic.
Yeah.
Damn, girl. During the pandemic, you break it hard.
Well,
You
the
wicked.
pandemic,
It's
you know,
wicked.
the pandemic revealed a lot of things about
Oh,
people.
True.
Oh my
True.
God.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say about 6 or 7 years ago, I broke someone's heart. I broke my own heart too, but yeah, I broke someone's heart. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Let's go. Make it count
Okay.
next.
So if you had to choose between going don't pass, go straight to jail, straight to heaven, right?
Heaven.
Or the worst life. No, you're going straight to heaven, but you have to have the worst life ever. Like, think about your worst life.
So you're enduring the worst life.
Yeah. Think about your worst life.
I feel like that's already.
And, okay, but no, like worst, like you're a slave,
the worst
Like
or
Job.
like you were
Like how-
trafficked, or like the
like
worst.
like how Job was.
Yeah,
All
but
his riches
worse-
got taken away.
But worse than that.
Lesions all over your
Not
skin.
even like
Or-
torture. Like
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like a slave, or
Somebody
you were
What's the
trafficked.
alternative, Nicole?
Yeah.
Listen, you go straight to heaven, straight to heaven when you die, or you chance living a regular life and you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going.
Straight to heaven. Let me live that disgusting life and go straight to heaven.
No, you need to think about the disgusting.
I think about it. I've been
You're
thinking.
being whipped every day. You're seeing your family dying in front of you. But
this life is but a fleeting one. To die in Christ is to live.
Amen.
I'm going straight to heaven.
Kevin.
Beat me.
What? I want to see God's glory. You kidding me?
It's a long, arduous life.
That's like
long,
70 years, 80 years.
You're getting
tops.
beat every day. Your family's dying around
Okay,
you.
you said that already.
No, I'm talking to Kevin.
No, I have my answer.
I'm gonna say the opposite to Crystal.
It's chancing it. You're gonna
live a regular life. I don't know where I'm going after, but yeah, right here, right now.
Living that life right now. Somebody, as we speak, that is happening to somebody right now, and that could have easily been one of us. Because you understand? Okay, if I go in straight to heaven, we're conscious of it, right?
Yeah.
We've been told by some miracle, by an angel, that this is your life, but you're going straight to heaven after.
You have to, you are seeing all of this happening, and you're gonna say you're willing to go through that for how much ever years.
I could do it. I ain't screw on to right either too. I know that I love the Lord that much.
I think
I'm gonna do it.
I respect that.
The thing is, your girl is go to church, and I believe in heaven and everything, but I think I might just have to chance it.
I wouldn't chance it because I would do shit. So I would.
You heard her. She would mess it up.
If I know,
I would take the chance because you said you're not sure where you would go, but that doesn't mean that you're not going. So I would live the best life possible,
50-50 chance,
being the best human possible, so that I can improve my chances of going to heaven.
But you don't know if this situation, that situation could end you up in you have to maybe steal to save your mother or something like that to save your child,
So what do you mean? So if you steal to save your mother, save your child, you go to hell? Nah, man. I think God can understand.
Well, I don't know. That's why we don't. That's the point. You don't know where you're going to end up.
You go to Catholic church. Okay, so that would explain it.
I'm a Catholic too,
right? So you all have these hard and fast rules. But if my child
needs something,
not really. I'm just saying the reason why I said that is because it's a CHANCE. It's a chance. You don't know if it is that you thou shalt not steal. Is it defined? No, I'm just saying. Is it defined like what the church says, or is it defined? That's why it's a chance. So you chance in it.
I don't want to chance nothing. All right, let me just go through the torture and go to heaven after and live in eternal bliss.
I don't know. We're saying this now, but if we're actually in front of the judge and they give us a decision, I genuinely don't know
what can you do. Yeah. Like I said, somebody going through that right now. Somebody's being trafficked. Strong. Somebody's being beaten. Somebody's being injected with heroin so that they can endure having a train run on them. You know what I mean when I say having a train run on them? Yes. So, I mean...
Do we have another round of questions? Or that's it?
You with these bloody questions. Let's do one more round.
Because I have a good one.
Let's hear it.
So, if someone you loved committed a gruesome murder...
Oh, jeez, that's a good one.
Would you help cover it up?
That's a good one because that's
someone I loved, like a family member.
You love.
If it was my dad, yes. If my dad did it,
gruesome murder.
Yeah, I would cover it up. I wouldn't even think about it. I would totally cover it up. I wouldn't even let him cover it up. I would cover it up my damn self. But it depends on who it is.
That's a very good question.
I think so.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
I'm middle of the road.
Okay.
And just like Crystal, it depends on who it is.
Who it is.
What level of closeness we have, what level of connection we have. All those would play a part in, do I cover this up or do I sell them out or do I just, I don't know. Middle of the road for me.
I would cover it up.
Yes, that does not surprise me, Nicole, in the least.
I would cover it up.
But
even thinking,
I would cover it up as well, especially if it's my child.
If I love you,
if I had a child too,
Yeah,
I would
if
say
it's my
that.
child,
So
yes.
right now, I would say if it was done by my father,
yeah, 'cause
or
those are
if I
people
had
you
a
love.
child, yes. I love plenty other people, but I ain't gonna cover anything up.
Now this is a different story if it is a serial killer. If you keep doing it over and over,
Oh, well, yeah, well, that
that
is different. Yeah,
I
that
ain't going
is.
through that.
Like how many?
I one and done, maybe.
How many times are you covering it?
But it can't be a
one-off
Yeah.
situation. If it happening again,
I don't know.
Nah.
When
Sign your
my
bounce.
dad come and say, "Hey, Chris, I have this new hobby," and you know how I've always been
No,
this
we have to have a
stellar
conversation,
example
Daddy.
of a good man your whole life, and everybody knows me as do good, Chris. You know, this is my dad talking because everybody loves my dad, right? And he's like, you know, I think I want to be rebellious, so yeah. I just killed
and you
5
decide
people
that he's a
last
whole
week.
criminal minds.
And I'd be like,
kiss.
I would be like, this is fascinating. But I would probably try to cover it as much as I can until I can't anymore.
No. Anytime there's more than one,
That is crazy.
you do something wrong.
That is crazy. But think about it. So a do-gooder who's been doing good their whole life and finally snaps.
Now, but here's me with my
And that's my dad. He's
script
literally an
writing
angel on
skills.
it.
That's probably due to some sort of a neurological hit on the
Right,
head or something
right.
like that. So
Some sort of
we could excuse
psychological
that behavior,
something.
you know? We could excuse
I shouldn't use my poor father as an example because that man would never do anything like that. But
But
I
we're
mean,
saying the level of closeness it has to be. It has to be somebody
yes,
that you love
somebody
like your
that
dad.
I love unconditionally. Someone that I would throw myself in front of a bus to save.
Yeah.
Go
You
ahead,
know?
Nicole, what's your second
I
question?
have options. I have options. But this is so out of the morbidity of where we're at. Have you ever had a guilty pleasure that you were afraid to admit until now? Not the ones you admit already. Yeah? We want the ones you never admit right here. This is the scoop.
Guilty pleasure.
It could be anything.
This is the last one, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear.
Have you ever had a guilty pleasure that you were afraid to admit until now?
We asked that already and I couldn't answer it then.
Now you know.
I ain't answering it.
I'm not
now.
answering that question. I'm not answering that question.
Yes, I come on, plead the fifth, boy.
I plead the fifth on
Come
now.
on, plead the fifth. Yeah, I won't be able to answer that question
I
either.
don't think I have.
Did you answer it last time? I think Kems had asked that question.
Oh, okay.
I am not. No.
On the next show.
Okay,
Not this one.
so everyone who's looking, you all could put in your answers since nobody here wants to give you an answer.
What about you, Nix?
I have none.
You have none.
Right. Right.
Liar, pants on
That's actually what I
fire.
was sitting trying to figure out if I have one. I don't know. if I
Nothing
have
in the
one.
world could make or ever make me answer that question.
Oh my gosh! Now
Nothing
our
in the
mind.
world
That's
can make
being
me answer that
very-
question.
In fact, instead of commenting your guilty pleasure, everyone, you can comment Crystal's guilty pleasure.
Oh, whatever.
You think it is.
You will never guess it. All right, and with that, we wrap our sip and spill segment. Indeed, guys, one very quick break. We're going to come back with Let's Talk Trends and then end with Empowerment Minute. We'll be right back right here on ourradio.fm.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
All you know this one, this is our version. Gosh, why? Come here, girl, when you whine. Whoa, hey baby girl, when you whine, you push back.
We are back. Yes, we're back with more show, guys. It's your Island Girls. I'm Crystal Kane.
I'm Lex.
I'm Nicole Wong Chong.
And of course, for guys' perspective, we have the multi-talented, amazing, creative, tenacious. Come on, Carter in the house. Guys, if you're just joining us, you've missed a very informative and interesting show
You're
today.
late.
We talked about some things. We got into it, out of it, all kinds of it. But right about now, it's time for Let's Talk Trends, where of course we talk about anything that's trending in Trinidad and Tobago and even the Caribbean diaspora at large. Take it away, Lex.
So, the first story.
Oh, yo. Talk the things.
Macamillion. We know him.
Yes.
Yes.
He has
Macamillion
decided to switch gears and he is going up for our local election as a candidate for Marabella West for the UNC party. Now, we may wonder, like why he made this drastic change in his career path, etc. But he says he did it because it was a dying wish of his mother.
Oh, wow.
So he wanted to fulfill that for her, and he's diving right in.
All right, John Michael, Ali Bokas, big up you, boy. Big up you. Congrats, and we wish you the best.
Yeah. We hope you have the support.
Does that mean he's letting go of the music and producing and managing artists? Who knows? You know what? I'll find out.
Yes,
I'll
please.
find out, and we'll have a part
To see
2
if
of this
he's
story.
definitely head straight into just politics.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Or not. Yes.
Okay, well, okay, come on.
All right, so next up, Vibes with Boise. He now has a physical headquarters in Woodbrook. So we know that he started off during the pandemic. It was just a live show on Instagram, and they have grown by leaps and bounds. Maybe we could get that for Island Girl Talk.
Okay.
Speak the things into existence. Yes. Right, and the last thing, it's a very sad story with Mr. Kevin Solomon, aka Young Boss, who was murdered in Trinity Mall last Saturday. There is a lot of talk surrounding his death and the reasons why he would have died, but it's just very sad to see that, people have lost their freedom of speech to an extent. You have to be careful of what you say, allegedly, because you never know.
You could lose your life.
You never
How
know.
does that make you all feel? We have to discuss this for at least 2 minutes. How did hearing the news and all that jazz make you all feel? Kev, go first now.
I mean, it's messed up. I mean, regardless of what, you don't want to wish that on anybody being murdered because they are being themselves on their social media platform. Come on, that was his platforms and
if you don't like it, just don't watch it.
If you're not into that kind of vibe, you don't follow, you don't watch it, but
or you don't agree with what he says, then just
but
move on.
to say that, wow, you know what, I'm gonna kill you because I don't like how you curse up this person or whatever. Dude, not that. Come on, really.
Crazy. But
So it's bad. It's bad. Terrible.
A lot of something that it rests on heavily is where our crime situation is and the lack of convictions. So people know that it's highly unlikely that you're going to get convicted for what it is you do. So they just feel a lot more freedom to, resort to gun violence.
Broad daylight.
Yeah.
Normal. And nothing yet. Come on.
Next, how you feel?
At some point you have to ask yourself actually that very exact question: how you feel, and if you have, I'm not that much I don't have that much emotions. It just speaks to the fact that we have now become desensitized to the fact that we're just hearing murders every single day, and that impacts me more than the actual event, unfortunately, because how we walking, how we living, how we just surviving
Going to the mall, right?
the wild west, and then I'm sure Chris is gonna come. I could feel the energy where it's disappointment, it's anger, it's frustration, and we're just gonna eventually get desensitized to it as well. It's sad. It's very sad.
I just feel this is how I felt when I first heard the news. It was Saturday, right? It was right after the Trotters thing, and I got to my car and I was like, "What?" I literally felt immense sadness. That's literal, and I don't know the man. I don't even follow
him per se.
I don't follow his content. I don't look at his lives. But you know, when you're on TikTok, you would see him scrolling up in your feed, and they would laugh, and they would be like, "Oh, is this?" and you would go and look on his profile a few times, watches his videos, laugh. But then, you know, a lot of his stuff wasn't really for me. It's not the kind of humor that I follow, but I admit he was hella funny. You know what I mean? And
he was.
After his death is when I started to delve into, well, what did he really make fun of, and who would be so upset at his words that they would want to take his life, just snuff his life out. Like, that saddened me. And then I listened to people posting and saying how much, you know, he made them feel happy when they had a horrible day and that kind of thing. We might not agree with his type of humor, but he was making people
he resonated
quite
with certain
happy.
people.
Yes. And I guess I'm a little on the fence because I don't know all the stories, and I'm gonna act like I do know, but apparently there were people who were tremendously hurt by what he was doing, and apparently the terms ruined lives and all of that was thrown around. But my point is, it was still words.
Right.
It was still words, and whether or not it's true, they're taking a man's life. So what he was saying about you, was it true then for you to take his life? And if it's not true, then it's not worth taking. You know, because it's not true. I don't get it. And then I started to feel,
I think it's a way of silencing someone.
That's not okay.
It's not.
And then after some, you know, I kept looking up at the stories, reading the news articles, and took me into Sunday, Monday, and I started to feel unsafe because then I'm like, social media influencers in Trinidad are not safe, right? And then I started to feel like, what about entertainers and creators who have creators like me and Kevin who have a platform, like places advertise where we're going to be performing and saying, I don't have any enemies that I know of. But what if there's
that
someone out there who doesn't like Kevin or doesn't like me or doesn't like anybody, and is she going to be at such and such? Boy.
That happened to me once a few years ago.
Like, that made me feel so scared.
Someone threatened to some disagreement, and they messaged me like, "Yeah, I know you're performing later. Don't worry, I'll see you."
You see? Wow.
No,
that's not
real
okay.
talk. I don't even make exaggerating.
It's not okay.
And
you know, someone actually told me once, Crystal, you should probably look into getting a bodyguard. And I was like, what stupidness you talking bodyguard? My name is not Rihanna. What you mean? And then he's like, no, I just saying look into that because it have haters out there. And I don't know.
The person is not wrong.
I should call that person and ask them what made them tell me that. What made, think to tell me that. But yeah, Young Boss, the passing of Young Boss made me feel immense sadness because I used to laugh whenever he popped up in my feed, but then very scared, very scared. That's
it was a very
scared.
I feel you, and I just read the papers every day and feel unsafe.
I try not to,
you know,
because I can't.
On top of that too, Trinidad is a hub for human trafficking. We all know this, right? It's so easy to ensnare someone in terms of like, okay, someone could be like, message me. I get bookings online through a website.
So you never know who you're speaking with.
Like, I had a gig on the weekend and I had to tell my dad I don't have a link for this person. They weren't a reference, a referral, sorry. This is what they look like. These are their numbers. This is where I'm going. You will know what's going on if something happens. So of course the gig was legit, but
you could never be too cautious.
I have to do now.
Yeah, exactly. Especially as a female entertainer in this country, and you know, have to be careful.
I hate that they did this to Young Boss. He did not deserve it. Nobody deserves that, and I don't know whoever did it. Like how you're sleeping at night, you know. Like, I don't even know. You know, so I hope God has mercy on your souls.
Trinidad and Tobago is at, unfortunately. And I just look forward to, somebody doing something. People standing up.
As in fast, ASAP, more like yesterday. Like
Indeed. That's it there, Lex?
That is it. That's
all
it
right.
for us.
And with that, we wrap Let's Talk Trends. Unfortunately, it was not all good news, but yes, we'll be right back after these messages. Keep it locked.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
Make sure you have a drink in your hand and you're ready to jump.
We are back, of course. It's your Island Girls. I'm Crystal Kane.
I am Lex.
I'm Nicole Wong Chong.
And for Guys Perspective, we have the amazing Kevin Carter in the house who spent the whole show with us. We thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, anytime, man.
Yes,
anytime.
Guys, we're here at the end of our show. If you're just joining us, you missed a treat, but feel free to go back and playback. Guys, remember to like this live, like it's up, like it's up, like it's up, please, and share it with your friends.
Yes.
The more the merrier, all right? But of course, this is the part of the show where we get in a gear, we bring down, we don't bring it down, but we even out the vibes, balance out the vibes, you know? And it's time for the Empowerment Minute. Of course, the lovely Lix is going to do the honors.
Yes. So I have a wonderful quote for you guys tonight. And the quote, it says, "A friend is someone who knows the song in our heart and can sing it back to you when you have forgotten the words."
That's your bestie, right, Kel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ties in great with the bromance.
Oh, yeah.
Beautifully ties in with
One
the
more
topic.
time, babe.
A friend is someone who knows the song in your heart and can sing it back to you when you have forgotten the words.
Indeed, indeed.
I want that on a cup.
Pick up that slack when you can't.
Yes.
You know, carry you when you can't
Have
walk.
your back.
Have your back. Protect you. All that jazz.
Yeah.
Guys, we have gotten to the end of our show.
We're here.
We're your Island Girls. I'm Crystal Kane once more.
I am Lex.
And I'm Nicole Wong Chong.
And we have
Kevin Carter.
Kevin Carter.
Guys, be sure to join us every Wednesday at the new time, 6 p.m. till whenever, apparently.
Till whenever.
Yeah.
Right?
Till we done talk.
Indeed. Right here on our radio.fm. Island Girl Talk, where women are free to simply be. Unapologetically. Keep it classy, guys.
Bye.
No one in the world does party like a trilly. Behind the music truck, jumping up as one. I right up by the speaker in my section, hung up tight with my woman. What a joyful feeling. Who else could relate? The carnival spirit saying welcome back again. What a fantastic feeling. Who else couldn't wait? The carnival spirit saying welcome back again. Oh Lord, this feeling. Today is gonna be a special day. Ooh. Not missing this for nothing. Welcome back again. Today I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice. Eh, I say today I'm feeling nice, nice. Say, Father, you bless me. Nothing can stress me. I was born with so much love. Thank you, mommy. I stay so humble and giving. People don't know how I'm living, but I ain't got no worries, cause everything done paid already. I handle everybody. Now it's time to reward me. Today I go make
everything done paid already. I handle my family, and now it's my turn. So I'm going on the road and spoil myself. Take a moment by myself. I need to pamper me, because in this life I work so hard for it, and I make so much sacrifice. That's why today I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice. I say today I'm feeling nice. Take a little jump cause I'm feeling nice. Take a drink cause I'm feeling nice. Take a little wine cause I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice. Father, you bless me, although life might depress me. I was raised with so much faith. Thank you, mommy. Some people they rate me, some of them hate me, but I don't ever worry, cause everything done paid already. I handle everybody. Now it's time to reward me. Today I gon' make a difference. Everything done paid already. I handle my family.